he's in the White House where he's at, and thank God.
The 66-year-old Delta Airlines mechanic was held captive by the Taliban after the group retook control of Afghanistan. He was set free after weeks of negotiations between the U.S. and Qatar. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Some flights are now resuming at Heathrow Airport in London. The BBC's Rich Preston reports it's been a tough day for travelers after a fire at a nearby electrical substation.
After this day of chaos caused by that one fire at one power station, that things may be starting to get back to some semblance of normality, with Heathrow Airport themselves saying earlier that they expect a normal schedule to run tomorrow.
Atlanta-based Delta Airlines says it's issuing waivers to passengers who are affected. It is now 3:03. The Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Alex Williams.
And Bill, DOT looking for a left lane stall reported. 285 northbound, the interloop near South Cobb Drive. That's just adding to the afternoon volume coming up from I-20 as you head up towards Smyrna Bindings and I-75. In regards to all that activity around the Fulton County Courthouse, I would recommend avoiding the roads around it. That includes MLK Jr. Drive, Pryor Street, Mitchell Street, and Central Avenue. Also downtown, already looking at about 24 minutes out of Buckhead, traveling southbound down the downtown connector where the brake lights are growing down to I-20. Northbound, you're stacked in from Highway 166, Langford Parkway, getting up past Freedom Parkway. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies today, high 63, lows tonight in the upper 30s to low 40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, high near 70. Sunday, mostly sunny, morning low 47, afternoon high 75.
55 in Jasper, 57 in Snellville, and 63 in Fayetteville. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews, has the afternoon off. We do have Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. We also have the man behind the glass, George Clark, and the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
I like that emphasis on heart of Atlanta. Heart of Atlanta, as you were winding up there. Every time that he's doing the intro, you're always winding up there.
That's right.
Heart of Atlanta.
People, thank you for praising me. I appreciate that. Of course, the 5 to 7 people watching on video, they know. They understand.
Oh, but they see you lurking on the camera
but
shot.
The hundreds upon hundreds of thousands that only hear us on the radio have no idea. See what I do for 7 people? I put on a show for 7 people.
You serve.
I'm still like 8 years old in my bedroom, putting on a show for 7 people. Well, 8 if you include Autumn. How are you, Autumn?
I'm good. How are you, Eric?
I'm doing well. I never ask. I never ask at the top of the show. How's Autumn doing? Oh, that's a.
Uh-oh.
I've already gotten into the.
Is that how Autumn's doing?
Autumn likes it. She likes it.
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
I made some tuna salad.
Okay,
today.
don't need the details. I just want to know, I don't need to know all the good things that happen to you.
I did some laundry.
Yeah.
I got to go downstairs during the break to get the laundry.
I picked up a penny. I had good luck. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
I have not made the bed.
Not really interested in the details. Is your name Autumn Fisher?
It is.
Then I know that your bed is not made. I don't need that detail. You're not a bed
I made
maker.
my bed.
Oh,
make a bed.
You're not much of a bed maker, as I would call anyway. And I don't mean that in any sort of like. I don't want the audience to believe that there was some time where I would know this intimately. But I knew you when you were younger. Maybe you were just a little more...
Yeah, of course. You knew what you're talking about when I was 20 years old.
That's right. But I just always expected that all girls are just like super clean. I don't know why.
And that's messed up.
Is that misogynist,
It
really?
is.
Is that misogynist
Yes.
to believe that that the other sex is better than you? Is that misogynist?
I dated
In a
some
way.
dirty girls. My goodness, some dirt. Like, you went over their
Really?
house and you're like, oh, my God. Like, it was worse than my
It always
place.
freaks me out when young girls have like a more messed up apartment than young dudes. Just like
We're
dudes,
all
you just
children.
know. Well, I know.
Do you know what I
but
mean? Like,
women tend to be a little more mature than men at that stage of life, anyway. I believe.
Well, I think it's misogyny only because it's an expectation of women to be a certain way, not whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, but it's like one of those things where I think that people just respond to stereotypes. Like, you meet Asian people. Hey, we're not all good at math. That's not a bad thing. Who cares? If you're not good at math, let people think that you're good at math. How does that hurt you in any way? How does that hurt you in any way?
Well, okay, it's almost like, so my son is very tall. He's like as tall as 5th graders, and he's in 2nd grade.
Yeah, he's a freak. He's a freak.
Yeah, he's
Could be a big football player.
He's like, no way. He's like,
Hi guys, it's time to learn subtraction.
no, but he's really tall, and so I think even I do it. Like, there are some expectations that I have of him that he may not be able to accomplish yet because he is only a new 8-year-old.
He's got the 8-year-old brain, but the body of a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, he can beat some people up then.
Is that what you want?
He doesn't know it.
Did you want to send him? Is that what you're thinking of? I want to send him to beat up my rivals, and you think, oh yeah, he's only 8 years old. He wouldn't really understand what he's doing.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
I'm trying to get him the job as the muscle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's not doing it. But so like I have him in lacrosse, and he doesn't realize how much bigger he is and how he can just like check anybody, and they're all just going to bounce off of him.
Right.
Because they're like 22 pounds and he's 90 pounds.
Okay, but that's a good thing, right? You want him to.
Yeah, it's a good thing. He just doesn't know it yet.
Okay,
Do you know what I mean? So like, he doesn't know that he doesn't
know his own power.
Now, what happens when he does realize, I could knock Mom over and do whatever the hell I want? What happens then?
Well,
you better make him love you. You better make him love you. So
he
that
does
won't.
love me.
Well, okay. Well, give him an extra candy bar here and there.
I love you,
Say,
Bob.
pretty soon you're going to be taller than me, and I'm still going to be telling you what to do, and we're going to have to go into some sort of arrangement here where you look down at a person who's telling you what to do.
Yeah.
And you respect
how did
that.
your wife do it?
Huh?
Her kids, all of her kids are taller than her.
That's true. I don't think it happened that fast. Yeah, I guess by the time they were about 12 or 13, they both surpassed her. And I pulled them both aside and just laid down the law. I know that you recognize that you can beat up your mother, but you're not allowed to. This is what I said to them.
You really had that conversation?
No, I did not. I'm making it up. I didn't have to. I raised good children.
That's right. And Ellie's already like an inch shorter, just an inch under me. So
yeah. Now, it's okay for her to
day.
go after you because you're two chicks.
We'll fight.
So it's all right. It's okay. We'll say, everybody in the neighborhood will come gathering around. Girl fight, for heaven's sake.
Is she already challenging you, Autumn, on things?
No, she challenges me with her knowledge of mathematics.
Yeah, so she's smarter than you.
She'll be like, I'll be coming up with some numbers. I'm like, yeah, like 22 and then like 30, whatever. She's like, yeah, it's 12.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thank you. I didn't.
So she got your husband's brain, and
my personality,
and Pete got your brain.
Smart too.
Pete got your brain. So he's got a nice big body though, so he could be the muscle for the intellectual sister. Because sometimes as the intellectual sister gets older, she might get a little picking on because she's intellectual, and if he's at the same school, he can step in. Oh, here's her big dumb brother. But look out!
So Ellie got into a magnet school for STEM.
Ooh, look at that.
So she's going to go to a different middle school than if Pete doesn't get in.
Yeah.
If he wants to go, if he doesn't, I don't know. But
yeah. Well, if she's at a STEM thing, then maybe everybody will be a smarty pants and leave her alone.
I'm looking forward.
Yeah. Bunch of dork school.
I'm going to beat her up myself.
Dork university.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward.
How was school today?
Yeah.
Dork.
Remember to make her feel bad for being intelligent. That's the American way.
Hey, Pete's going to get drafted. I can't wait to hear that sound.
Oh,
Pete Fisher drafted to the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, don't do
I will
that.
not let him play football. Are you nuts?
Yeah, she's not going to let him. And her
I don't want
husband's.
him to have like
what if he wants to?
LTSD or whatever it's called.
LTSD?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you mean CET.
CET.
Yeah.
CTE.
Yeah.
CTE.
CT. Oh, I'm sorry. I got it wrong
EFT?
too. I got the letters right at least. I just put them in the wrong order. CTE. That's a concussion thing that has lasting impacts. I can't remember exactly what it all stands for.
Concussion, trauma,
trauma
experience.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the concussion trauma experience.
Yes.
I don't want him to have that.
That Dr. George Clark has
but
told us about.
What if he loved football? He's just like, Mom, I really want to play football. What if he just?
I love
really
the fact that everybody does impressions of Little Pete. Bob, Bob.
He's kind of like Nancy Pelosi.
I'm always
without the
and without the money. He does not have the chops on Wall Street that she's He doesn't have the insider information either. So
Because
He's got the finagly skills, though. Like like a lot of places.
he's a
we go-
conniver. Is that what you're saying? He's a conniver.
He's clever. He gets like we were at this crab place, and it was like all this outdoor seating and like young kids serving, bringing you crab legs and stuff.
Yeah.
And he like made nice with the people that worked there, like the other servers, and they let him like take food to tables, and he got tipped.
I love this
Oh,
idea
wow.
that Pete wants to go to work since he's
I
like
know.
5 years old. He
Yes,
wants
at
to.
the pool. He started his own little thing. He he would move all of the backs of the reclining seats to a certain position, and then he would like pick up trash, and then the people like the lifeguards there made him a pretend little badge.
Yeah.
He
this
has
is
a job
this,
to do.
This reminds me of me. This is kind of
Really?
thing that I used to.
He's a real daydreamer, too,
When I was
so.
5 years old, there was some road work being done down at the end of the road behind my house. Small, kind of a little bit more than an alley, but next to the train tracks, and they were doing just filling some potholes or whatever. And I remember going down, so that was a little bit up the street, and then where my house was at my backyard, I remember I was standing there and I was stopping traffic, letting them know that there's some construction work happening down there.
Oh, look
So
at you being Mr. Helpful.
And nobody punched me, so I guess they must have been.
Hey, at least when you were growing up, people
I
were.
had no idea when I was a kid. It's like these people are going, okay, all right, wait again. I thought, man, it's a good thing I showed up. Otherwise, they would have just run right into that.
But they know, just like if
course
it
they
was
do.
you working, you know what I mean? They'd be like, "Oh, that's cool. Like that reminds me of me." They
Except for
same
their
experience.
old man. I can't remember his last name. We had a mean old man on the street. He was not nice.
At least growing up, you had potholes being filled. I don't think I've ever seen that in Atlanta.
Well, that's because
especially since I moved down here.
That's because Shirley isn't your mayor anymore.
That's
She
true.
had the pothole posse, but what I understand is that the pothole posse didn't do a very good job.
No.
And that so basically now all of the holes that were refilled by the pothole posse back in Shirley's administration are now again busting people's axles and whatnot.
I can tell you, on my way home on the west side, there are at least 4 that are just atrocious potholes on Marietta and Huff Road. Absolutely awful. And I don't think I've ever seen a pothole being filled. I'm not saying they don't get done.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen anybody actually working on them. Perhaps they do it in the overnight
It's
hours.
pretty old man of you to be complaining about this, Jared.
Now hold on, you could tear up your car. Have you ever hit a pothole? And you could
Yes,
literally.
I live up here now because it's like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
potholes because it's the ice and the freezing and then the thawing.
I saw a YouTube little essay on something going on in Baltimore that looks like a real, it's this neighborhood that was built by this guy who owned Under Armour, and it was supposed to be this like Dubai or something. And then Under Armour's their stock started to crater while they were building it. It's called Baltimore. It's had 3 names so far. And now it's called Baltimore something. I can't remember. It's had 3 names. But the Under Armour guy, Kevin,
Peninsula?
yes, Baltimore Peninsula. Yeah, this guy's walking around. It's kind of like Atlantic Station, but you know how you walk around Atlantic Station now and there's nobody there? But in the beginning, there were lots of people
Yeah, there
there.
were lots of
Well, this is like at the beginning, this guy's walking around. There's nobody there.
Oh,
nobody
no.
walking around. Amazing amount of money has been thrown into this. So I'm just here to tell you there may be a wasting of your taxpayer dollars.
Well, what he needs to do
Autumn
is
Fisher.
he needs
no.
You need to actually send Pete down there. They'll give him a job. They need something. They need somebody. They'll give him a job just to walk around and act like there's families.
I could flip a sign too.
Yeah.
Come over here to
I'll
this.
take any job. I wish that I knew somebody here that had a small business.
Yeah.
That was just like, Mr. Johnston or something, and then he could like let Pete work for an
Yeah.
hour a day after school.
Well, Pete's going to have to get used to working for a private equity group because by the time he's 18, we all will. So why don't you just go
His
ahead and
Amazon
just
Prime,
get
job.
him get him a job at an Amazon warehouse. Surely there are some around you. You're a hub.
There definitely are.
I am curious. I think this Under Armour, development, the peninsula. Well,
Yeah.
what they need to do is, I saw that for Atlantic Station, they've got Panda Fest coming up.
Oh, that'll do
in
it.
3 weeks.
That'll do it.
Sold out at Atlantic Station. So
Atlantic
that's good.
Station has saved themselves, I guess. I don't know. I don't see their books. I don't know. But
I go to the LA Fitness there, and I can tell you that it's dead most of the time.
Yeah, no,
But
and
but
they
for Panda
saved
Fest-
themselves with the Apple Circus or whatever, Cirque du Soleil, and these things that they bring in. I don't know how much it helps them, but it's a very it's in order to say the truth of what is true. Sometimes it's harsh, and Avalon I think is doing fine. It's basically the same thing as Atlantic Station. But I think when you do it in the city, you have to agree to have so much Section 8 kind of housing, right? And so you're asking some people to spend an S-ton of money on homes, knowing that down the street you've got people who are granted those homes by the government. And listen, I grew up in the lower middle class, very lower, very middle class. And I can tell you that once I hit my teenage years, we were up to no good. That's just the way that it is. Was it just me? I don't know. But a lot of times what happens in those situations, and when people find themselves in that kind of housing, maybe both parents aren't there, there isn't as much control over the kids. This is just a reality. This is just a reality. So when you make the decision, are we going to go into the city, into Atlantic Station, because we want to live in one of these mixed-use residential kind of places, or are we going to go out to Avalon? And it's easier. It's a very easy thing. It doesn't mean that you're a person who hates people. It doesn't anything. It just says, I'm spending a lot of money here. And, I want to make sure that's...
you want your experience to be a pleasant one while spending all that money.
Wayward 14-year-olds walking around cooking up nefarious plots. And I'm sorry, maybe it was just me and my crowd, but that's kind of what we did.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, we were leaving Atlantic Station after seeing a movie, and there was a whole motorcycle gang that was just going through the parking lot. But it was like a mixture of motorcycles and dirt bikes, and they were all trying to cut around the main gate leaving Atlantic Station. And Tina and I are just like, what in the world is going on? There were hundreds of bikes. And finally security got called, and there's one guy trying to stop hundreds of bikes.
No, it's absurd. It's absurd. It's been I think it's been a
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Yeah, it really was. It was exactly like that. It's like, here, hold on a second. You can't go anywhere.
I would love to see the books on Atlantic Station. I think it's been a flop. I think it's been a failure all these years.
There are some industry things in those buildings that take up some of the space, so it's not just relying on the stores and the apartments.
But if you lose the stores, the whole concept is it's residential, and you can shop where you live and walk around. Of course, the stores that go there just, they jack all the prices up because you'd rather not get in your car and go, So,
hey, that Target's got
it's like a mall. Once the stores start going, once Sears isn't there and Macy's isn't there, or Macy's or whatever.
There is something there. Isn't there like a Penny's or
Sears used to be like not too long ago, Sears was an anchor store for malls. It wasn't that long ago. Once they started going, and once you don't have the anchor stores, and you start losing the stuff, before you know it, you've lost your Orange Julius.
Oh, no.
Now you can't do that.
Once the dress barn is gone, it's over.
Auntie Pretzel, whatever her name, Auntie Ann, she sticks around though, boy. It takes a lot to get her out of that mall, man. She doesn't care. It's just like, and I think a lot of malls till very recently, and I don't know what Apple's doing, but Apple stores stayed committed to malls when a lot of other stores didn't, and so there was a reason to keep going to the mall. Now the only reason to go to the mall is if you want to be annoyed by people trying to sell you perfume while you walk by. I don't know who enjoys that.
Hey, you might get a deal.
Years ago, I got to the point where I realized, I don't know why, they never let those people on the second floor. As soon as I walk into a mall, boy, if you're on the second floor, you got a better shot with me. I do not want to walk past all the beggars. It's like all of a sudden you're in, I don't know, like an outdoor Turkish bazaar or something, a marketplace. It was like, let me, sir, here. It's like, can I just walk? I'm trying to walk to the Apple store so that I can spend way too much money on something that I really don't need. Could you please not get in my way? You're only delaying me from spending money, way too much of it, on something that I really don't need. So please stop.
So you're saying you've got an iPhone. That mean you need an iPhone case. You probably need a chain to carry it from.
Oh, yeah.
I've got all these things for you if you want to.
Yeah. But see, I'm going to the iPhone. I'm going to. Although I did have I had a cracked phone fixed at one of those places once, and it worked, but it wasn't that good.
You got to fix at a kiosk in the mall?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
So you were sold. Okay, so somebody came up to you.
No wonder they're going
No. I went to that. I'd seen them.
They told their friends.
Watch this guy
when
he comes by.
He's coming this way.
They got
I fixed his cracked screen.
Yeah, you crack his screen, and then I'll tell him we've got a place that fixes cracked screens.
Trip him.
It's not a shopping experience that I think Americans like. We don't really. It's not exactly haggling, but it seems like haggling when people are just kind of like. I don't like being around salespeople that I feel like they're desperate. You know, it's like, how many other people have walked past this kiosk? How much business? What is your life?
Rejected all the time.
I start thinking about it, like, oh, what's your life like? You must hate this. Why are you here?
Those are the people.
Why are you doing this?
While growing up in college, those are the people that were.
You grew up in college?
No, I'm saying
was your father a professor?
Sorry, let me. So for those are the people.
He was left at Harvard.
Those are the people that, while going through college, they had no problem going up to a girl and getting rejected, and then going up to another girl and getting rejected, and then going to another girl and getting rejected.
That's kind of sales all the way around, right?
Which that's a gift.
A great salesperson is somebody who knows how to date properly, because you can't be a great salesperson without dealing with just rejection. That's why I've never been a good salesperson, ever. It's not possible. If I think to myself, why would I put myself in a position to be rejected? It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, no.
So I just don't do that. I don't put myself in positions where I can be rejected, except for starting new radio shows. But rejection just doesn't seem to happen. I go down the path of least resistance. Why would I deal with rejection? Why would anybody? But there are some people, like you're talking about, like I had friends growing up, like, hey, if I hit on 10 girls, 9 of them reject me and one says yes.
They're perfectly fine.
I can't take the 9. I'd be in the corner in a fetal position before I got to the 10th.
For these mall kiosks, imagine what that percentage, probably way more than that. It's probably like for every 100 people, you get 2.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. I mean, there's some malls now that, 8 hours, 100 people will walk by.
That's true.
And
I don't think those malls have those kiosks.
50 of them are old people just getting their steps in air conditioning. That's when you knew the mall was over, when it turned into a place for senior citizens to walk in air conditioning.
Hey, want to get a pretzel? No,
you're not there for the pretzel. Don't make that. Hey,
I'm gonna throw that thing out in the trash.
This?
Can't stand
Why is it squeaking again? I thought someone came in with some.
No, it's not. No, this is.
No, that's
I'm
his
doing
cup.
this. I'm making this happen.
He's
This is
rubbing his cup up
my
against
Yeti.
the counter.
It's my
Oh
Yeti.
my God, stop doing that.
Listen,
You get on me for the dog barking, and you're making this sound on purpose.
I'm drowning out the dog barking. I've decided that it's a way
You're just
to.
guessing the dog might be barking.
I've gotten. Listen, after a few years, I've got my doggy senses.
Autumn, it also
I was gonna
turns
say
out
Spidey, but
we've tested that sound compared to baby barking,
Uh-huh.
and it turns out people like that sound.
By the way, a lot of people may not know that her dog's name is Baby, and Baby, what kind of baby barks?
That's a good point.
Kind of freak.
The dog named Baby.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I love the fact that yesterday we talked about how messy Autumn's. We saw how messy her apartment was because she kind of left the door open during a break. And she kind of threw in there, Joe was here all weekend, which I just, I think to myself, like, they only have the weekend, the kids are away. Somewhere like Sunday afternoon, Joe says, maybe I ought to clean this place up. She's like, no, more sex.
It's a mutual decision.
Get over here.
I can
What, are we
clean
gonna
up.
spend our time left with each other cleaning up?
I can clean up all week long.
I'll clean up the body. The body is clean. The body stays clean.
Hygiene for the body is fine.
that is priority number one.
The apartment will take care of itself.
It's also a way for the kids to earn their allowance, right? If they clean the place up, obviously not the bedroom, but they clean up the other.
Actually, you should take
Clean
advantage.
up mommy's mess.
You should. Well, I think mommy needs to go through first.
Let me take care of my room, kids. I got it. Stay out.
So I think you
What's
should.
this, mommy? Nothing.
You should exploit. Your son's want of work.
Entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah, and just like this is
Put him to work.
Yeah, put him to work, man. At his age.
I tried to take them hey, you like to work? You know, I got jobs you could do. And he's
Well,
like,
are you willing to
"No,
pay him? Pay him.
I do.
Okay. What
Like,
do you
want more cards from Chessy Games?
What do you
Yeah.
what kind of money would it take to impress your kids at their age? Is it $20? Is it $50?
I mean, 20's huge.
Okay.
If
That's
I
good
did,
enough.
I try and give them if you empty the dishwasher, I'll give you $2.
Okay.
$2? I want to empty your dishwasher. Dang,
I know. Tell me
good
about
money.
it. You can't, these kids are so spoiled. Every
Yeah.
generation, kids get more and more spoiled.
Yeah. Well, I guess
$2.
you have to up it. Up it to $250. It's just the way that it is. That's what the kids, That's what the
For
market.
inflation.
That's what the market wants.
Visit my friends at Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort. This is Scott Slade. They specialize in exquisite handcrafted fine jewelry and natural mined diamonds, never mass-produced. It's where I've been doing business for over 25 years. Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews. I needed some work done on my roof. I'd heard about FGA Roofing on the station, so I called them. If you're in the market for a new roof or repair, give them a call. Mention Tim Andrews and get $1,000 off a new roof. Use your good credit to get 0% interest. Search FGA Roofing today.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Our firm handles hundreds of crash cases involving semi-trucks every year. A crash case involving semis is much different, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can leave lots of money on the table. Many times there is separate insurance for the cab and for the trailer. Sometimes there are actually layers of other insurances and excess insurance that some lawyers may not know about because they don't see that many cases. We see these cases every day. Also, there are federal laws governing the hours a driver may drive in a 24-hour period and logs that are required. A crash case involving a semi-truck is a totally different animal than a simple car crash. We have lawyers who only handle these cases. It's all they do. Rolling the dice with the wrong law firm can be disastrous. Call us on your cell phone at Pound Law, pound 529. It's so easy. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Belinda here for Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm here to introduce you to a new procedure that Dr. Ashraf is performing called laser optics. This changed my life, folks. I was so tired of wearing contacts and glasses. The glasses were not around when I needed them. I had astigmatism, so the contacts didn't fit me well, and I had beginning stages of cataracts. So I went in. I was a great candidate for laser optics. It was a quick, painless procedure. The next day, it was like everything was in HD. The colors were more vibrant. The leaves were more vibrant. The sky was more vibrant. My husband was better looking. Everything was great. Laser optics with Dr. Ashraf, Atlanta Vision Institute. Go to the website 2020atlanta.com to find out more information. Also, take the quiz to see if this is a procedure that's good for you. Your medical insurance may cover it. That's 2020atlanta.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top local story, it is an update on breaking news, and it's just into WSB. The all clear is given at the Fulton County Courthouse following a partial lockdown due to an unknown substance that was found. Atlanta Fire Battalion Chief Ronald Slatton says hazmat teams have checked it out, and it turns out it was not hazardous.
We had a letter that was sent, had a powder substance. 4 employees were exhibiting some symptoms of sickness. They initiated a full hazmat response from the fire department. We did shut down part of the building, and our hazmat teams went in, checked the substance, and checked with the patients. It did come back to be a non-hazardous substance, so there was no true hazmat incident. However, we did treat it as such until we made sure that it was not.
He says the substance was some sort of starch, and once again, the all clear given now at the Fulton County Courthouse. This just into WSB. A 16-year-old arrested in connection with a deadly shooting this week at Denny Dobbs Park in Newton County. The suspect, Jarvis Hinton Jr. of Covington, is a student at Newton High School. He's charged with murder. The Newton County Sheriff's Office says there may be more arrests. 18-year-old Salem High student Justin Etienne of Conyers was shot. It happened as a large group of students gathered during a senior skip day. The state Senate today gives final passage to a plan to limit lawsuits in Georgia. It now goes to Governor Kemp's desk for his signature. Tort reform is the governor's top priority for this legislative session. George Glesman thanks President Trump today after he arrives back on U.S. soil after he was held captive in Afghanistan for over 2 years.
Thanks to the government, thanks to Delta, thanks to my lovely wife that she's the one that didn't lose hope.
The Atlanta man was taken captive by the Taliban, reunites with his wife today after arriving at Joint Base Andrews. It is 3:32 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, it's Alex Williams.
Just picked up a new crash into Cobb County, Bill, 285 eastbound, the outer loop, Moreland Avenue, exit 53. Delays growing back toward Jonesboro Road with that one. Elsewhere, looks like we got some trouble trying to get eyes on it. 285 northbound, the outer loop, also into Cobb, just north of I-20, exit number 46. And if you're traveling 285 westbound, the outer loop on the north side, it's really filled in from Chamblee Dunwoody Road over to Roswell Road in Sandy Springs. Hero just cleared a stall from the left lane. 285 eastbound, the inner loop at I-75 in Cobb County, so delays improving there as you pass I-75 heading to Sandy Springs. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Sunny skies today, high 63. That's trending about 5 degrees below average for this afternoon. Lows tonight in the upper 30s to low 40s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high near 70. Sunshine for Sunday, morning low 47, afternoon high 75.
59 in Lawrenceville, 61 in Dallas, and 63 in East Point. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
There aren't many things more precious than your engagement ring. The start of your love story, a symbol of your commitment that you get to treasure every day. Have you ever thought about breathing new life into that ring? At D. Geller & Sons Spring Bridal event, we're bringing the most exclusive names in engagement and wedding ring design to you with their full assortments. Come to D. Geller & Son for the ultimate ring shopping experience this weekend, March 21st through 23rd in Kennesaw and Sandy Springs. RSVP online at dgeller.com.
Window Nation customers have been singing our praises for years. With fast, local service and an industry-leading 96% customer satisfaction rating, it's no wonder.
I researched window companies for the last year to see what the average prices were and the quality of work. Window Nation nailed both.
Get 2 windows free with every 2 you buy. Pay no interest for 2 full years. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule a free estimate now. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90-NATION.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Finance Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you've said that income is the outcome that matters the most in retirement. But what income streams require the most attention?
Yeah, so if you've got a pension or if you're living off of Social Security, you kind of know those income streams show up in your mailbox. That's mailbox money. It's almost like you're still working, and it doesn't really require that much attention. But most people that come into the office today, they are having to use their 401ks, their IRAs, SEP Simples, 403bs that are invested in the market to generate income. And anytime you're going to use a market-linked asset where you have to go in and decide when you're going to buy and sell to generate your income, it takes a ton more effort, energy, and attention to get that piece of the puzzle right. But it doesn't actually have to be that way.
So, Matt, the number one fear of adults in retirement is outliving their money. How do we get started building income today?
Well, you can get started today. You'd call us for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement roadmap. We want to build a GPS for you that's going to help navigate retirement, and it's going to have a focus on building and preserving income. 770-280-1488. We've got a representative standing by to talk to you right now. 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we are available across the metro Atlanta area to meet with you at a time and place that fits your schedule. Again, 770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com.
The team at Vincent Financial Group want to help preserve your assets while building retirement income that lasts as long as you do. Call today for your complimentary retirement roadmap, 770-280-1488. And you can always get more at retireatlradio.com and join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
All right. Enough of the chit-chat. People tune into a radio show. We're talking about our kids, what we do. Don't we know there are issues out there?
I think that it's important that Autumn's son gets drafted by the NFL. He's so big, he should get drafted by the NFL.
And don't you want my tuna salad recipe?
Yeah, well, listen. Let's not overwhelm the listener with too much content, as they say. We don't want them to have to just change. You know, sometimes what do they say? A little is enough.
That's true.
There are certain things They say that with oysters, although I don't eat oysters.
I don't know how you don't eat oysters. They're so
I'll
good.
tell you how I don't. I see them, and I don't put them in my mouth.
I don't
very
understand
simple.
oysters. I ate one this weekend.
Yeah?
And I did not. It was
Raw
just,
or
you don't
cooked?
chew it.
No, it's just who wants one of those?
They're delicious. You guys are missing
No,
out.
but do you chew them, Jared?
I do. Yes.
See, I don't.
All right, we are now. I'm saying is we're reverting.
Do you like oysters? 404.
Yeah, give us a call with your favorite. I love them, but I vomited story
like 'em
concerning. Not me. I like them raw. Well, hold on here, folks. We need more unity in this country. So let's get some
Word of the day?
No, because we're going to change the word of the day. Didn't you forget how it's done?
you
Word
do
of the
a little
day
what's the
now.
buzz then?
Word of the day now. I just say it. And then we identify it.
Gotcha.
That way we don't do 3 different segments on one word, which I think was maybe getting on the audience's nerves a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't, but it's my job to get ahead of these things. So let's do some What's the Buzz?
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Come on, Eric. Tell us what's happening.
I'm going to turn it on Jared Yamamoto. Jared, what's the buzz? Tell us what's happening.
You going to be glued to SNL tomorrow night?
Glued to SNL. Is there a reason? Is there something I should know?
Morgan Wallen is making his return as the musical guest.
Who cares?
Remember the last time
cares?
the big N-word controversy happened a day after he was on.
After he was
SNL.
on, so
Yeah.
they didn't get a chance to cancel him?
They did not know. So this is
That whole thing was look. I'm not a big fan of modern country, but that whole thing was ridiculous. And the proof that it was ridiculous is the fact that now nobody cares.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
completely
This is the
gone.
way that it would have worked. They canceled him, and then he sold more records, so he was brought back. If they canceled him and he killed his career, he would still be known as he deserved it. But because he was able to get through it, which shows you that the whole damn thing was nonsense. It was 2:30 in the morning. He was drunk, and he was saying it as a term of endearment to a friend. Now, is that a nice thing? No, it's not it's not if I was walking down the street, I'd be like, oh, well, okay, all right. But it was used in that context, and it should have been stood that way the whole time. That being said, can't stand his form of modern country. Now, my problem with Morgan Wallen is I just can't. I don't want to hear you sing about your favorite baseball team, even if it's my favorite baseball team.
Come on, it's the Braves now. He's
well,
a Braves fan.
Doesn't make it a good song. Doesn't make it a good song.
That is a pretty bad song.
I'm
Now
a
he does have some good
and
music.
Chipper. No, thank you.
It's
As far
relatable.
As
I remember Chipper in '98 too.
Wow, I remember that. I saw him on my television screen.
I love the Braves.
Oh
See?
man.
And then he did one. Oh, the worst one was when he had one, a song in the can, obviously, for a while when University of Tennessee beat Alabama a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And the second it happened, he released the song the Monday after that game. I'm like, okay, you recorded this years ago.
Yeah,
it was
just
your
in
dream
case
for
it
this
happened.
to happen. And then it came
Just
out.
in
It's,
case.
it's as bad as that '98 Braves
Oh,
song.
I'll bet you. And the volunteers on Rocket Top. Get out a beer and let's knock it off.
Get out a beer and let's cheer.
Get out a beer and let's cheer for the volunteers. Ow! No, I will not. I always forget that Saturday Night Live is even on. I forget that everything's on. I don't really watch much TV. I forget that the NCAA stuff is going on.
Oh, I watched all day yesterday.
I know
It
you
was
do
fun.
because you're probably gambling on it.
No, I'm actually, Eric, you'll be proud of me. Aside from the brackets, I have no individual wagers at all.
I am proud of you.
I'm in 5.
Jared, I am.
Thank you.
I
needed
am
that.
proud of you.
I needed
Kept
that,
your
Eric.
gambling to a minimum.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see that your profligate gambling money.
Ooh. Profligate.
Wow,
You're becoming
so casual.
You're becoming less profligate.
Word of
the day.
I love it.
Profligate. Profligate.
Yeah, that's right. Profligate is an adjective, utterly and shamelessly immoral or dissipated. Thoroughly dissolute. Not good. Not good. Your profligate spending is out of control with your gambling. I'm glad to see that you've gotten it back.
Yes, I'm only in 6 brackets this year and only spent money on the brackets. I'm not doing any
Oh, wait,
individual
okay.
wagers.
Now I'm going to take a little bit back. I didn't know you were in 6. You're gambling in 6 of these 6. What are they, $100 a piece?
No. They're like I think the most is 50, and the other ones are like 10 and 20.
A little nickel and dime, huh?
Yeah, so that's
profligate of you.
How profit. I mean, my goodness.
How dare you guys come
I
after
think
me?
I think he's unreformable. I would say this. He's unreformable.
I've got to imagine you're crushed. I'm sure you had Georgia going all the way to the finals.
I did not.
Oh, so you got that right in your bracket.
So the
what do
deal
you
is-
do with something like that when you're doing the brackets and you have favorites in that first round?
It's
You
hard.
gotta like, nah, I love you, but
I really wanted.
wasn't it 30-5 or something within like 7 minutes?
It was ugly, quick, and the problem with Georgia and the Gonzaga.
There's no
game-
problem with Georgia. They made it to the tournament. That's
yeah,
cool.
It's a big deal that they made it, but the problem is you could tell because when I got home, I put the game on for a little bit, and they made a little bit of a run to make it interesting. I think they cut it down to 15 at one point.
Yeah.
But the problem with Georgia is you could tell that they had not played in the tournament before. Gonzaga's been they're in the
Gonzaga's
tournament.
won a few times.
Yeah, they're in the tournament all the time. They just you could tell they were better prepared for the tournament yesterday than Georgia.
Well,
Georgia
they're
will
probably a
come
better.
back.
I hate to say this, but they're probably a better team. That's all. It's great that Georgia made it into, but you have to, as a university or a college, you really have to focus on what kind of school you are, right?
Yeah.
Some schools are basketball schools. Some schools are football schools. I don't think anybody would deny the fact that Georgia's a football school. And so for the basketball team to get to the tournament, I think is a great thing.
But I think what's happening though, Eric, with all of these NIL deals benefiting SEC schools for football, it's starting to translate to basketball, which
Meaning
is why
you can get some players in,
Yeah,
but you still have to have a commitment that makes you a basketball school. You know what I mean? It's not
Sure.
money isn't enough. You have to have culture. You have to have the right coaches. You have to have all of that kind of stuff. You look at UNC, Duke. They're basketball schools, so it's not just that they can pay players to come there, but the whole culture is they're proud as a university of their basketball program, and some places are proud of their. How many have both? I think it's very difficult. For a while, Syracuse had a pretty good football and basketball program, but that's long gone.
UNC might. I mean, they've
Well, now that you got Bill
now they got
Belichick.
Bill Belichick, which did you see earlier this week? We didn't cover this on the show,
God,
but
his girlfriend was hot on that red carpet. What was that for? I just saw it now, but I think it was a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
I think it was when Josh Allen got the MVP or something, whatever the honors.
Well, this week
Man, he is like he's leaning into it. He's like he knows Autumn wants to call him a creepy scumbag, and he's like, and I see it like she's showing up with like her dress and her leg is out, and he's right there going, ha, "What do you think of this, Autumn?" That's what I see every time.
Now the latest thing is he told all of the UNC communications department, I guess, that he told all of them, whenever you need to get in touch with me, copy Jordan on the email. So now she's copied on all of the university emails back and forth. Yeah.
Well, he's just a little late for a Yoko situation with Bill Belichick, isn't he? 72.
Yeah, he's getting old. He needs her to help.
Yeah, maybe he needs the help. Well, I don't know how to email this.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
What are they asking? I don't know.
So
you know what? That's I'm sure that
It's
there's
love.
nothing transactional about that
It's
relationship.
love.
I'm sure it's just love.
It's like you and Jared. He's sign me in, get me into the email. I can't do it.
Yeah. What's her name? Do you remember?
Jordan Hudson.
You're my Jordan Hudson, and I'm your Bill Belichick.
Without any of the benefits, Jared.
I know, right? I get nothing.
Although
This is not working out for you.
I
This
do-
is not a good deal.
I do
You should
expect
break up
you.
with Eric.
You need to start wearing nicer dresses when we're out.
Apparently.
Maybe that is the plan.
Oh, there was a picture, Eric, this week too, where they were on the beach on spring break, and he.
Is he without a shirt with his?
No, it's worse than that.
Holding his stomach in.
It's like what a father does with their daughter. He literally took her and is sitting on his sitting down on the beach, and with his legs up, and she's resting on his legs.
Oh no,
flying,
he didn't.
like flying.
Oh
like that.
no, my goodness, that's what you do with your
Oh, I saw
6-year-old.
that.
I know, right?
Oh my goodness. Well, it makes sense to him. He's like, what do you do with young people?
You want to go uppies?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to go up these
Yeah.
playing,
Daddy.
Pretty soon he's going to be tossing her in the air.
So she's copied on emails,
That's
and
really-
that's going on. But
well.
going back to where you
And
started.
here's the thing: if the football team is not good, and he sees she's going to be the Yoko, because they're going to be like, "Why he won 6 Super Bowls? Actually 8 if you count him being a defensive coordinator, and we only won 4 games." I'm blaming Yoko.
when the news matters to you.
The FAA says the flight crew was reporting possible smoke in the flight deck.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
Beef prices are going up.
Your 24/7 news source.
They had no ties to a gang, but they were killed by
When
them.
you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Thanks for calling Reliable Heating and Air.
Yes, so I've gotten a few quotes for a new HVAC system, and they all say lifetime warranty. What makes yours different?
Great question. Many lifetime warranties only mean the life of the system, and if you miss a maintenance visit, the warranty's void. But a Reliable lifetime means forever. Repairs, annual maintenance, even filters are no extra charge.
Wow.
Get any size air conditioner for only $69.99 a month with zero down and the only true lifetime warranty backed by Reliable. Get your free estimate at ReliableAir.com today.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Thanks. Got my seat cushion, crossword puzzle, and oh, can't forget the hand sanitizer. Okay, show me the waiting room.
No need for all that. You can stay in your car.
I'll stay in my car? Get out.
Yep, you stay in. It'll just be 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Get out.
Go ahead, sit back and relax.
Well, I guess I'll save all this for the DMV. If only they took 10 minutes, am I right? I'm sorry.
Take 5. The stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
At the Original Mattress Factory, we know most people don't love mattress shopping. In fact, many dread it. And why wouldn't they? Many mattress stores use high-pressure sales techniques like today-only pricing and tout features that don't really offer a benefit. They offer an overwhelming number of options to confuse things even further. At OMF, we do things differently. Our showrooms are easy to navigate, and our sales team actually cares. Our goal is to answer your questions, not pressure you into purchasing. OriginalMattress.com.
Dave Baker here for Artisan Custom Closet. Spring cleaning? Not a fan. However, ever since I had Artisan Custom Closets help me redesign my bedroom closet, spring cleaning has gotten a whole lot easier. See, Artisan helped me to design an affordable, luxurious closet system tailored to my needs. Every project they do is installed by an Artisan professional, generally in under a day. Schedule your free design consultation with the master designer at artisancustomclosets.com. P.S. They did my garage too. I love it.
Don't tell me that now.
Jared was telling me that right after work, he and his friends going to get together, watch the games, probably till 1 o'clock in the morning.
I watched all the games yesterday till 1. They were great.
And I said it's because there's alcohol involved. And then I came to the epiphany that if Jared goes to hell, his hell is going to be just like this. Everything's the same except no alcohol. He's going to live in a world with zero alcohol.
But there is March Madness.
No March Madness.
No March Madness.
No Falcons. No United.
Oh,
this
I know.
is your hell.
Okay, now I'm in actual hell. But if I don't get
no
my
belt
sports.
line.
There's no Atlanta in hell.
No.
All right. Oh, so there's somebody who's famous from the Cinderella team. The guy who's like the manager. He sounds like he's just kind of like. As I was reading the story, it's like at McNeese State, it's kind of like they tolerate this guy. I don't know. It seems like.
Well, all the cheerleaders had socks with
Yes.
his face on it, and he's got like this. He had like a little boom box.
What is he? Student manager.
Yes.
Amir Khan, and his whole thing is he's got the boom box that he takes out, and they're listening to music on as he walks out with the boom box. But this explains something to me that obviously someone on the New York Jets had seen this kid doing this, because I don't even remember if you remember this. And I don't know how many games they did this, but when the Jets went to Buffalo at the end of the year, and things were not going well for the Jets at that time, and they were all cocky. They came out of they were in the tunnel. And they had a big green boom box, and they were playing. And there's a great thing. You can find it on YouTube because both teams come out of the same tunnel in Buffalo. And so the Bills are like waiting like in an off-ramp for the Jets to come through, so then they come through. And when this boom box is going, because it's not like I think they'd won like 2 games or 3 games. It's the end of the season, and they've got the boom box. And there's just a great shot of Josh Allen look at it like, what in the hell is going on here? What is this? It made no sense, and now it's starting to make some sense to me that maybe somebody on that team had seen this,
probably,
and decided to adopt it for them. Maybe they should have adopted it a little bit earlier, and maybe they would have won 4 games.
Yeah, it would have been more successful for them. Exactly.
I don't know, but so this is the big Cinderella, right? McNeese State.
Yeah, that was probably the upset of the day yesterday.
I like the fact that Jared's like, yeah, but. Clemson should have won that. I was like, look, they were the overwhelming favorites. They should have been up by 10 or 12.
They had a roaring comeback.
I know, but it doesn't count when you're that much of a favorite. They should have squeaked by McNeese State, is what you're saying. They should have beaten them by 12
The
or something.
other honorable mention is Drake, too. Drake, Missouri.
Nah, I don't like that guy.
Missouri came.
A minor chord?
You're
I think of a chord. A minor, that's right, yeah.
You're a Kendrick fan. The Missouri came roaring back in that game, but Drake held on, and then when it got to all the fouling and stuff, the score ended up being a 10-point
By the way,
game.
it's Missouri.
Missouri.
Thank you.
Drake, but also the other one, too, that was really good was Arkansas, Kansas. And, man, I was pulling for UC San Diego last night. I was hoping that they could do it.
Why?
But
What do you care about UC San Diego?
I just that's
other than the fact that they're in your bracket somehow.
That's what happens in March Madness. Is like you're just like that's the underdog. I want them to win.
UC San Diego.
Come on, UC. Come on, Tritons.
Never been to San Diego in his life. How about UC San Diego?
I found myself. I was screaming at the TV because Michigan. Like first off, they're not very good, and they have these 2 white guys. That
he said you were telling me you said that they have 2 ogres.
Yeah, 2 ogres
under the net.
The strategy of Michigan was let's just feed these ogres the entire game. That's
better than watching 3-pointers from the entire time.
Now,
that's the basketball game that I fell in love with. Underneath the basket, in the paint. Thank you. Not the Harlem Globetrotters, every damn team, shooting from half court.
Yeah, you would have appreciated this because the strategy was to get to both Golden and Wolf, I believe their names were.
He said they were the ugliest white people he'd ever seen. Can you imagine such a
yes,
thing?
they were some horrendous looking dudes, and they couldn't hit free throws too.
Yeah.
They could not hit free throws. So
they're not there for free throws.
So
Shaq was never great with free throws.
No,
Come on.
But UC San Diego's strategy was smart. If they got in the paint and they could foul them. So I was hoping that they could win. They got ahead late in that game, and then Michigan, the Ogres just ate them.
The Ogres ate them up. That's what Ogres do.
They do. They end up squishing them up.
Like in Snow White this weekend. We have some Ogres. I don't know.
I don't think they're ogres.
No, they are. They're bandits. They have the dwarfs. It turns out when we saw that picture of and I think if you count that, remember that picture that came out where it looked like it was the 7 baristas and all of that?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out those were never the dwarfs. Those were bandits that have been added to the story. And I think if you pull that picture up, I think all of us were kind of shown to be kind of stupid. I think there's 8 of them. I think none of us went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But so that bandit part is in there, and then the dwarfs are CGI. And this is interesting because I'm watching all the YouTube channels that want to hate this so bad, and what I'm gleaning is it's probably not very good, but it's not as bad as the people who want it to be bad. Like, I'm getting a lot of from the very top, I gotta say, she can sing. You know, like there's a lot of kind of, and then reasons why it's turning out that most of the reviews that say it's not good have very little to do with the woke thing, but more to do with it just being kind of convoluted and a little bit boring.
Well, when they extend these animated movies out and make them live action like this, they have to add other parts to the story for it to make sense to be a 2-hour movie.
Well, it's not quite 2. I think it's getting up there. I guess it is.
And they've done this with a lot of these movies where they add parts that were not part of the animated.
Yeah, she meets up with some bandits. And the bandits end up.
I'm reading here. Her new love interest is Jonathan. He rolls with 7 bandits.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the bandit. He's not the prince. So she's saved by one of the bandits.
I think you should just buy a ticket, go see it this weekend, Eric.
No, I was looking for snarky. This is the worst movie I've ever seen stuff, and but I can tell even the people who want to hate it completely. There's always a couple of there were some parts that were okay, and she can sing. But then I guess there is a little bit of a bit of wokeness there, but I don't think that's what's dragging the movie down. I think what's dragging the movie down is, actually, we have a really good review that I came across. We'll get to that when I get back.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Have you ever really thought about the service companies you use? If you don't already have an HVAC company, let me save you some time. For almost 30 years, Ragsdale has been knowledgeable, friendly, and on time. I know you can trust Ragsdale to take care of all of your HVAC, plumbing, and electrical needs. Quality work at a fair price and a 4.9 Google rating. Some of Ragsdale's employees have been with them for almost 30 years. That's trusted work right there. There's no time like now before spring arrives. Schedule at RagsdaleAir.com. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
If you've been thinking about selling your home this year, now is the time. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. When you receive a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, there's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. One of our clients, BR, said, Mark Spain Real Estate sold my home within 30 days. I definitely recommend them to my friends and family. Trust the top real estate team in the U.S. and find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. A 16-year-old is arrested in the murder of another teenager in Newton County. The shooting happened this week during Senior Skip Day.
There was a large gathering at Denny Dobbs Park of students from Newton and Rockdale County schools.
Caitlin Jett with the Newton County Sheriff's Office says 16-year-old Jarvis Hinton Jr. is now charged with murder. He's a student at Newton High School. 18-year-old Salem High student Justin Etienne of Conyers was shot and killed. There may be more arrests. 63 degrees in Atlanta. Will it feel more spring-like this weekend? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A brief scare this afternoon at the Fulton County Courthouse due to a powdery substance in a letter. The all clear is given after the hazmat team checks it out.
There was no true hazmat incident. However, we did treat it as such until we made sure that it was not.
Atlanta Fire Battalion Chief Ronald Slatton says 4 employees were taken to the hospital for further evaluation. Operations at the courthouse are back to normal. The number one priority on Governor Kemp's to-do list this legislative session wins approval under the Gold Dome.
Fair and balanced is how Governor Kemp describes the overhaul of the state's civil litigation rules.
We have a great bill here, in my opinion.
The passage follows a lengthy legislative back and forth.
I don't know the last time I saw saw a piece of legislation that was vetted and worked on as much as this
The
one.
bill changes rules around the liability businesses have for what happens on their property. Democrats like State Senator Elena Parent say it helps insurance companies.
It's real dangerous.
The measure goes into law once signed by the governor. No word on when he might sign it. From the state capitol, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Making left turns are about to get much easier in a part of DeKalb County.
This goes beyond those diverging diamonds. The displaced left turn, or DLT, will open at the intersection of North Druid Hills Road and I-85 near the new Arthur M. Blank Children's Hospital. Vehicles will be funneled left into their own lane that completely bypasses oncoming traffic. This project costs about $100 million and will include a series of other changes, like a ramp onto the I-85 service road. GDOT already has displaced left turns in Dawson County and in Gwinnett County. Others are planned for Douglas and Fayette counties. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Flights are resuming at Heathrow Airport in London after a fire at a nearby electrical substation cut power to the airport.
This one fire, this one power plant that has frankly brought Heathrow Airport to its knees, affecting thousands of people and likely millions of pounds worth in British trade as well. This airport handles 48% of UK air cargo. There's going to be lots of businesses also unhappy with how things have panned out today, putting pressure on the Department for Transport and the Prime Minister to make sure this does not happen again.
The BBC's Rich Preston reports the airport hopes to return to a full schedule tomorrow. Atlanta-based Delta Airlines says it is issuing waivers to passengers who are affected. Reunited, a Metro Atlanta man held in Afghanistan for over 2 years gets a big hug from his wife today as he arrives back on U.S. soil.
George Glesman's wife met him as he landed at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland today. He told reporters he's thankful to be back in the United States.
Thanks to the government, thanks to Delta, thanks to my lovely wife that she's the one that didn't lose hope.
The 66-year-old Delta Airlines mechanic was held captive by the Taliban after the group retook control of Afghanistan. His release had been the subject of intense negotiations in recent weeks. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
One person arrested after a murder on Glen Hollow Circle in DeKalb County Wednesday afternoon. The victim identified today as 39-year-old Diamond Clay. Investigators tracked the vehicle used in the homicide to a location in Morrow where the suspect is taken into custody. Detectives also find guns, drugs, a substantial amount of cash during a search of the residence. A well-known Atlanta civil rights attorney has died. Ed Buckley, whose advocacy for discriminated against Georgia employees led to landmark civil rights protections nationwide, has died after a battle with cancer. His law firm announced his passing today. Buckley was 68 years old. It is now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic now with Alex Williams.
What a mess between Ackworth and Kennesaw, Bill. We got a travel advisory crash, just a left shoulder open right now, 75 southbound, Chastain Road exit 271, already slow back back toward Highway 92, but now I just found a new crash in the left lane, 75 southbound below Highway 92, exit 277, so big jam there. I would go ahead and use Highway 41, maybe even 575 south as your alternates. 400 northbound, tapping the brakes in Sandy Springs up to Northridge, exit 6. 85 northbound, it's sluggish from Chamblee Tucker as you make that commute up toward Pleasant Hill Road in Duluth. And in DeKalb County on the south side, they just blocked and reopened all lanes. Got a crash off to the right, 285 eastbound, the outer loop at Moreland Avenue, exit 53. How's the ride through downtown and midtown, Cindy Darden?
It's not any better. The brake lights are going to be especially heavy if you're coming from 85 southbound, merging on from Georgia 400. And once you get on the downtown connector, it's a really rough ride from midtown to downtown. About a 20-minute trip to get you to the top of from the top to the bottom of the downtown connector. You could use Northside Drive instead, but you're going to see some brake lights there too. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Fair skies for this evening. Temperatures falling to the upper 30s to low 40s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high near 70. Sunday, mostly sunny, morning low 47, afternoon high 75.
63 in Duluth, 62 in Peachtree City, 61 in Cartersville. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. Why are you saying that's difficult, that you have to take your boat out? I thought you loved that.
I have to get it serviced tomorrow, so I have to take it out of the lake, and that's I only do it once or twice a year. So
don't you dry dock it at the end of the year?
No, I leave it in
like
the water.
The season?
I have a slip, so I keep it in the water year round.
Is that good for it?
It's very good for it.
It's fine because it's not in salt.
Oh yeah, you're not in salt water.
Not in salt water. And
you're
then,
in made up phony lake water.
neighborhood.
Hey, that's your drinking water. That's your
I know,
drinking water.
I know.
You drink the water that I'm churning up.
They
my
say
boat.
usually if you dive far enough in a body of water and are able to find a stop sign, it's not salt water.
That's fair.
Usually. I would love to dive down there and like go through the streets.
You can.
Wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, I'm not a diver, so I wouldn't. If I didn't have a fear of diving, is what I'd say. If that came natural to me, wouldn't it be awesome to be like swimming around with flippers and stuff? Going, oh, take a left on
in
Bailey
your
Street.
imagination, it's like clear.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you can like
I can
it looks
see
like
everything.
The street, like nothing's changed.
Oh, there's the Hendersons.
Oh, yeah.
Instead, it's like orange, murky water,
Yeah.
and you can't see it right in front of your face.
But it would be cool to be down there and like just have one of those crazy big lights they have underwater.
big spotlight.
Yeah, and just gonna go. Hey, they probably had like a dinner party over there. Or something.
Find a recliner.
Yeah, there's like skeletons down there. They didn't tell the town before they flooded it.
It's like Oscarville sure was
Well,
pretty.
I hear it was totally terrible. I don't know. There's a documentary that says it was terrible.
Oh, that documentary was garbage. I watched that on Amazon. It's very bad.
Oh, Mr. ATL, the ambassador of Atlanta,
It's garbage.
is not happy. It's not just the city limits, folks. He will become ambassador for the entire metro area if he has to.
That's right. I mean, I watched it, but even trying to reason with the arguments that
Well, they
were
weren't
presented.
rich people,
No,
right?
no,
So
they
this
were
stuff
not.
always happens to people who really don't have.
But my whole
any-
argument is with Lake Lanier is that everybody that drinks water in Atlanta, no matter what you look like, we did not have a water source. And now,
yeah, but it's not like everybody was dehydrated in the metro Atlanta area.
we don't have any. I don't think there's a natural
I
lake
know.
in the state of Georgia.
First of all, nobody's saying it wasn't a good idea to do it. The question is, how did they do it? I don't know anything about it. I haven't watched the documentary, and quite frankly, there's really nothing that could. When was it done? In the
50s.
In the 50s, right? So probably there's no turning back.
No,
If we
there
had
were
if
two
we,
rivers
if we
that-
found out
Yeah.
that
Drain
there
the
was
lake.
something
Yeah,
wrong, they
drain the
drain it. Rebuild. Was it Oscarville?
Oscarville was the city that was flooded.
Should have had a better name.
Most
Yeah.
of it,
You don't
though.
flood a Lexington.
That's true.
That's classy.
but the whole
Classic
Oscarville.
flood.
Yeah.
that whole area used to flood.
We
all
got
the time.
9 guys named Oscar here.
We got to call it Oscarville.
Call it Oscarville. You
But
ain't-
with the Chestatee River and the Chattahoochee River there, it
you
flooded.
can't shake a stick without hitting an Oscar out here.
You know it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it flooded all the time out there, and that's the main reason why they built Lake Lanier was not only
Yeah,
to
but the
provide a
question
water
is
source,
whether or not they gave people the right
the
amount
adequate
of
amount of money for
money and
eminent
It's like
and,
what is that
you know,
thing called where it's like the
Eminent
land actually
domain.
belongs to the government?
eminent domain. Everything,
that's some
everything
garbage.
ultimately belongs to the government.
That's some real garbage.
Well, I mean, some things do have to be done, and you can't let the little old lady who wants to live in the same house forever
Yeah,
stop
you can. She bought it.
Stop everything.
Yeah, the little old lady's
Now-
going to prevent Atlanta from drinking water.
Now you should
Whatever.
make sure that the little old lady is very well. Although I've seen pictures, isn't there some place in Atlantic City? I don't know if it still exists anymore, but for a while I remember because at one point Atlantic City was just homes, and then they turned it into Atlantic City. And I think it's Atlantic City where there's one area where there's 2 skyscrapers, and right in the middle is this very small home. They just could not.
Oh, that's cool.
I
Is
think
that in Atlantic City?
I think that might be someplace else.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe that's right.
And there's a church in New York City that's a real small church, and I think it's between 2 huge
I've seen
skyscrapers.
that. Yeah. I've seen
I
that
think
one.
there's one in Philadelphia as well.
Do you think there's one in Philadelphia?
I
It might
feel
be
like y'all back
Philadelphia.
in the reaches of my brain, there might be one there.
I went to Ben Franklin's tune. Nothing, hardly anything. I love this Ben Franklin. You'd think there would have been some kind of huge. It's just like, yep, there it is, like in the front yard of
Oh,
some
there it
place.
is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
I feel like Ben Franklin is the founder that was most modern.
Yeah.
That's was most like we are. Now, it's probably nothing like we are. Ultimately, you have to remember, like Ben Franklin, for the visionary that he was, if he somehow rematerialized, Jurassic Park style, if he somehow rematerialized, as he was talking to you, if a plane flew overhead, he would hit the ground frightened. What kind of dragon is that? He would say. So, like he even somebody who's the most modern founder,
Yeah, that makes sense.
would be freaked out by 18-wheeler trucks, But I feel like he's the one. Like if you have problems with a lot of the founders because we had slavery and all this kind of stuff, I feel like Ben Franklin's the guy for you. Like he's the guy that you seize upon. He was the most kind of like, like he would have loved Reservoir Dogs if he ever would have been able to see it. Like he's a very modern kind of guy.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel he would have been a Tarantino fan.
Yeah, I think he would be too. I like that. I think he would be.
So if you don't like all the generals and the Confederates and whatever, not the Confederates weren't around, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
If you don't like the southern states and all of their stuff, then go for the founder. Go for Ben Franklin. He had long hair. He was a hippie.
Did have syphilis though.
They all did. What founder didn't have syphilis?
For real.
I'll bet you old Button Gwinnett even fought it.
Oh, no. How dare you go after Button?
I'm not going after Button. They all had syphilis back
My
then.
Button Gwinnett didn't have syphilis.
I believe half the founders died of syphilis. I'm just making that up. That's more than one.
Could you imagine getting all of the founders in that hot room to sign the Declaration of Independence when they
Have you ever been there?
I've never been there
It
before.
was a hot room. I think some orgies broke out in the back of it.
Well, that's how they got the deals done.
It was hard to
That's
get
how
your
they
clothes
got the
off.
syphilis.
Yeah,
There's all the syphilis.
This country was founded on syphilis. You ever been in that room?
No, never.
Oh, it's wild. That kind of thing takes me. It will freak me out when I'm standing somewhere where I know other people were standing, and they were important. I couldn't leave that room. I was just like, wow, like George Washington and Ben Franklin.
Oh, man.
They were in this room.
I think that's impressive to me for like a second. Then I'm like, okay.
Small room.
Autumn's like,
there
yep,
it is, okay.
and I'm done.
Oh, that's you think about it for a second, like, that's
It
cool.
was a-
All right, what's next?
Yeah, but come
Should we
on,
get
you're
a coffee
standing
or
there, like right where you're standing,
Is there
like
an Auntie Anne's pretzel in here?
right where you're standing, like Ben Franklin probably farted and apologized. Hey, sorry,
We're
guys, I know
breathing
it's
in
summer.
the same every water we drink probably has like the molecules that went through Lincoln. So,
Okay, but that's not where you are. It's like
Well,
you're in
that's where we
that
are right
room.
now in my body.
You're in that room where they were. So
a lot of rooms.
Yeah. Then the Liberty Bell was right on the outside, and
How'd that break?
it just wasn't well made. I think.
Okay.
I think it broke the first time it
I
rang.
honestly don't know why that's
The
so
first time.
important.
Well, it's not. It's taking a failure and turning it into a popular. Like a rallying cry. It was, I believe the story is that it just was not made very well. And the first time they used it, it cracked. But it was called the Liberty Bell. And they were like, hey, that's our damn bell.
Well, the Philadelphia Phillies have made it very annoying. I can assure you, anytime I see at Citizens Bank Park and they ring the little Liberty Bell when they hit a home run, it's very annoying.
That fan base has
Jared,
a right.
if you had that in Atlanta,
why,
you'd be so proud.
How can you I don't understand this with fans. Like it's like I just,
Their thing is
like,
stupid.
You don't think that
It
they
is
have,
stupid,
Oh no,
Autumn.
but,
It's stupid.
Yeah, but banging a drum. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. I mean, all fans are silly. I love it the way fans are, or like the way, they got a bunch of criminals on that team. Have you looked at yours? It's just like fans are just so firewalled. Like, oh no, we're different. You're not different. They're all the same.
Yeah,
Some
I
are
don't
better
know.
than others,
Philly
and you hope
fans
that
are-
yours is better.
Philly fans are pretty bad. I have to put them
Oh, that's
in.
got nothing to do with baseball. Those are people who live in Philadelphia. I absolutely agree with you.
They don't deserve to use the Liberty Bell, which has so much historical
That
meaning.
was the capital
for
of
a
the
home-
country.
But they use it when they hit a home run now. They're taking something sacred like the Liberty Bell. And, anytime they hit a home run,
Nah, right.
dong,
This
dong,
guy-
dong.
Yeah, he's like, bring back Chief Nakahoma. I heard him saying that the other day.
Wow,
he
and
said we
Miss
should bring
Winalada.
back Miss who?
Miss Winalada, right?
Miss Winalada. And they say we've made no
Princess
progress.
Winalada, excuse me.
They say we've made no progress. Come on. Although Nakahoma is a hell of a name.
It is a great
Whoever
name.
thought of that? That was a great name. Hello, Alex. Good afternoon. Alex is watching a travel advisory on 75 in Kennesaw.
And good afternoon to you too, Mr. Von Hessler. We are watching that travel advisory right now. 75 southbound, Chastain Road exit 271. Widely scattered crash, really just the left shoulder open, and it's just stacking up that ride coming out of Ackworth. Think about Highway 41, even 575, some alternates to get you around that. 75 northbound, you're on and off the brakes out of Marietta as you head up into the Kennesaw area. 285 westbound, the outer loop, you're filling in out of Dunwoody into Sandy Springs, and brake lights pick up again from I-75 in Cobb, heading down to I-28. County, the West Freeway, and DeKalb County, 285 east and southbound. It's a brake light battle this afternoon from Doraville from Buford Highway. No relief till you get down past Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. Brake lights on the south side of town, Sydney Darden.
Yeah, it's going to be a long haul from Clayton to Henry County. The slowdown starts on 75 southbound from exit 228, Highway 138, and you're looking at about 7 miles of brake lights 75 southbound, and you won't see any relief until you get to Jodico Road at exit 222. But the good news is it is a better ride to McDonough. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Stay connected to Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic with the 95.5 WSB app. Listen to Atlanta's morning news. EVH, Eric Erickson, Mark Aram, and Shelley Winter. No matter where you go, 95.5 WSB and the WSB app. Download it today or find us in the iHeart and Odyssey apps.
Playing a game with your family? Fun! Playing a game with your roof? You'll lose every time. Dave Baker here with the perfect match for your roof. Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. They're the extra effort experts with upfront pricing, exceptional service, and they'll treat your home like it's their own. Win, win, win. And with Findlay, manners matter. Findlay also has 0% financing available. Get your free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com. Roof.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At Shane Company, we make finding your perfect engagement ring fun and easy. Because let's be honest, you might feel a little stressed out. We get it. That's why we do all the hard stuff. It's our job to bring you the biggest selection of beautiful diamonds and colorful gemstones, so many amazing settings, and all the customization your heart desires. We've got your style and your price range covered, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Come in for a warm welcome and leave with your dream ring and an experience you'll never forget. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Got a leaky pipe? Trouble with your AC? Ace Hardware Home Services is right around the corner with trusted pros to fix it. From plumbing to heating and cooling, we'll keep your home running smoothly all year long. Get help today at acehardwarehomeservices.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 35% off, plus kids-sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Hey folks, it's Belinda, and spring is right around the corner, and pests like termites, ants, and roaches are going to be out in force. You can protect your home with Arrow Exterminators and a Centricon system. Arrow Exterminators uses the most effective and environmentally friendly solutions available. With over 61 years of family-owned experience, you can trust them to keep your home pests free. Call 888-GO-ARROW to schedule your free pest inspection or visit arrowexterminators.com and tell them Belinda sent you.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
When athletes and actors want to be protected, they hire an agent to represent them. It's Smile and Mark McKay. If you've been injured, you need representation too. You need the strong arm. John Foy and Associates. Get your free case evaluation with zero upfront costs. JohnFoy.com.
421. Darn. I thought I was going to be able to come in and announce the great moment. 420, everybody. Come on.
Barely
It's Friday.
seeing here.
Woo.
It's going to be weird this year because 420 falls on Easter this year, so I guess you can't light up around the Easter Bunny.
Sure. No, yeah. Why not? No, come on. The Easter Bunny's cool.
What do you think I'm hiding in the Easter eggs?
That's right. Yeah, come on. There's one gummy per egg. It's a big party. It's a big, big party. What's the buzz? Jared Yamamoto, tell us what's happening.
From NBC News, the latest batch of JFK assassination documents show Kennedy's distrust of the CIA.
You know, there is a little bit of that in there. There's nothing that I've seen yet so far that you could call a smoking gun. But
except that Oswald, they kind of kept an eye on him for a while, right?
Well, and that's not even really a smoking gun. That's probably just me looking at it, and maybe the people who look at it all the time already knew that. But I guess it was already known that the CIA definitely withheld some of these files from the Warren Commission back in the day. And the answer to why that is they probably didn't want them to know how much Lee Harvey Oswald was on their radar and they were following him. Because if you're following somebody and then you look the other way and they kill the president, that doesn't look very good on the agency. There's nothing, but there is, you know, with Oswald, you get into the Bay of Pigs and you get into Cuba, and there is some so because of that, the intelligence stuff is really deep, and it becomes a lot of things. There could be a lot of reasons that this stuff isn't made public. Maybe you don't want to embarrass an ally. Maybe you don't want to embarrass an adversary. Even if like the Soviet Union at the time, there could be things that you just don't want to come out because then maybe at that time you're trying to strike a détente with the Soviet Union. You're trying to get some talks going or something along those lines, and well, if this got out. But there was definitely, I knew Oswald lived in Russia. His wife was Russian, then he came back. And so there's a lot of embassy stops and him making requests and things like that. He requested, he was in the embassy in Mexico. This is stuff that people knew before all of this was out. And I don't think there's any smoking gun so far that seems to make that worse. But what there is this weird, if you go with the theory that the CIA, I'm saying, this is a theory. I'm not saying I believe this. I'm saying that if you go with the theory that the CIA either looked the other way and let it happen or definitely wanted it to happen, it gets wrapped up in the Bay of Pigs and the way the CIA feels that Kennedy let them down. But Kennedy also felt that they misinformed him about a lot of things. And there's something in there, which was known before, but not to me. There's something in there called the Schlesinger Memo. And I'm familiar with this guy, Arthur Schlesinger. He was just like a smart, he was almost like the Elon of his day, I guess, kind of. He was just like this kind of smart guy that the Kennedy brothers liked, and so they had him around. And he wrote a memo that is very interesting that's in there about what's wrong with the CIA. And that the idea was that they need to start kind of pulling things away from the CIA and putting them back to the State Department. And also this guy Dulles, who had been running the CIA since 1947 to when Kennedy fired him after the Bay of Pigs, this was like firing. This guy was beyond the beyond. And his brother was the Secretary of State. And so when he fired him, this guy Allen Dulles, he kind of he had this house in Georgetown where they would kind of like had a kind of a separate government going. So there's no smoking gun, but there's enough there to say the CIA could have been worried that Kennedy was going to do something to them. And there was hatred of Kennedy because he didn't fully back the Bay of Pigs invasion once it got going.
And
that's all that I've seen so far. No smoking gun.
As somebody that's glancing through these documents for the first time, let me at
there's
least
70,000.
So I'm just glancing at what's being put out there. What I am shocked by is how much Oswald did, and he was only 24 years old. Like that's
Wait, what,
just,
are you impressed by him?
I can't believe how much that's so much.
It's just like,
No.
hello.
No.
Hey, Buffalo Bills coach Sean McDermott is here to tell us why we need to be.
At 24 years old, he had gone all around the world, and I just can't.
He was a loser.
I thought that he was older than that. I never knew that he was that young.
No, he was.
That was
that was
the big shocker to me.
He was a wacko who was constantly seeing himself as.
I'm not condoning what he did or what he did.
Sounds like the Sean McDermott thing. What did he get in trouble for? Telling the Bills they had to be as committed as the 9/11 hijackers.
At 24.
Now, this is
At 24 years
24,
old.
I tell you.
At 24
I
years.
tell kids who are 20, listen, you need to get up and be as productive as Lee Harvey Oswald was.
That's
in his
not
young.
what I'm
We
saying.
all work that hard.
At 24 years old, he had done a lot of things in his life.
Yeah, but he was kind of a crazy loser.
Of
That's
course.
why. Alex Williams says there are brake lights between Ackworth and Kennesaw.
Yeah, all due to that travel advisory still in place on I-75 southbound, Chastain Road, exit 271 in Kennesaw. Just the left shoulder is open. It is solid brake lights back to Highway 92 in Ackworth, exit 277. Highway 41 or I-575 are going to be your alternates there. Checking on possible new trouble down by the airport. Seeing the delays stack up. 285 eastbound, the outer loop passing Riverdale Road, exit 60. We will see what is going on there. Now, if you're traveling through downtown, about a half hour out of Buckhead down to I-20, northbound is jammed in from Langford Parkway up into Midtown. How's the ride on I-20 starting into Cobb County, Sydney Darden?
Well, we are slowing and going over on the east side. I-20 westbound leaving Stonecrest. You're really going to be on those brake lights, particularly approaching exit 71 to Panola Road. It's not going to let up until you hit 285. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan and pay just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When it rains, it pours right into your crawl space, and that creates that musty smell and dangerous mold growth under your house. Meteorologist Christina Edwards here for American Crawl Space Solutions. Make the smell and the water go away and stop the water from coming back. Call American Crawl Space Solutions. They're experts at keeping your crawl space dry and preventing the mold from growing in your home. Give them a call today.
American Crawl Space Solutions. Foundations too.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cybersecurity must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
City of Hope. A place where seemingly impossible blood cancers become treatable, curable. With more than 19,000 bone marrow transplants performed, we're the largest and most successful program in the U.S., making major breakthroughs in treating leukemia, lymphoma, and rare blood cancers, personalizing a treatment plan right down to your DNA. Now the experts striving to make the impossible a reality are closer to home. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for The Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top local story, the all clear is given after a brief scare this afternoon at the Fulton County Courthouse due to a powdery substance found in a letter. Atlanta Fire Battalion Chief Ronald Slatton says a hazmat team checked it out and it's not hazardous.
It was not a hazardous substance that
it was mitigated and operations have returned back to normal.
He says the substance was some sort of starch. It was sent to the office of Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis. 4 people complaining of headaches and dizziness were taken to the hospital to be checked out. It is 64 degrees in Atlanta, returning to the 70s this weekend. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A 16-year-old is arrested in connection with a deadly shooting this week at Denny Dobbs Park in Newton County. The suspect, Jarvis Hinton Jr. of Covington, is a student at Newton High School. He is charged with murder. The Newton County Sheriff's Office says there may be more arrests. 18-year-old Salem High student Justin Etienne of Conyers was shot. It happened as a large group of students gathered during a senior skip day. Governor Kemp thanks state lawmakers for passing his #1 priority.
We have a great bill here, in my opinion.
The state Senate today gives final passage to a plan to limit lawsuits in Georgia. It now goes to Governor Kemp's desk for his signature. Opponents say it helps insurance companies. DeKalb County Police issuing a be on the lookout today for 2 murder suspects. They're wanted for killing a 26-year-old man this morning on Covington Highway. 2 people are under arrest, and police are now looking for 2 others. We posted their photos at WSBRadio.com. A big drug bust in Clayton County following a traffic stop for a hands-free violation.
A man using his cell phone while driving is pulled over on Forest Parkway in Lake City. The officer notices the smell of marijuana, and the driver admits to having less than an ounce. But a probable cause search turns up 32 vacuum-sealed bags of marijuana in the trunk, totaling nearly 9 pounds. The driver now facing numerous drug and traffic charges, as well as possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, after the search also reveals a handgun under the driver's seat. Police have not revealed the man's name, but he is being held at the Clayton County Jail. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
President Trump announces a 6th-generation U.S. fighter today.
It'll be known as the F-47. The generals picked a title, and it's a beautiful number, F-47.
The president says Boeing will handle the contract to build the aircraft. Also today, the president calls a report about Elon Musk being involved with the U.S. military's plan for a potential war with China fake. The Atlanta man held in Afghanistan for over 2 years reunites with his wife today after arriving at Joint Base Andrews. George Glesman thanks President Trump for getting him home.
I'm in debt with the President Trump. Amazing, Thank God he's in the White House where he's at, and thank God.
Glesman was set free after weeks of negotiations between the U.S. and Qatar. The Delta Airlines mechanic was taken captive by the Taliban. If you're headed to the mountains for a getaway this weekend, watch out for wildfires. Several fires are burning in the parched mountains of North and South Carolina. Nick Ray, Deputy Fire Chief of the North Spartanburg County Fire Department, says the winds are fanning the flames.
Just ask that people do not burn outside at all right now. The area is just too dry. The winds are very high, and the fires are just moving faster than we can keep up.
There are road closures and evacuations. Today is National Credit Card Debt Reduction Day. Financial advisor Mark Gelbin says credit card debt is a growing problem in the U.S.
And a lot of that is born out of the fact that a number of consumers are not keeping up with the rate of inflation and just the cost of day-to-day living.
In the last quarter of 2024, credit card balances topped $1.17 trillion nationwide, which is a record. On Wall Street to close out the week, the Dow, S&P, and the NASDAQ all gaining ground today. It is now 4:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Really been rough out of Ackworth into Kennesaw via I-75 southbound this afternoon, Bill. All due to this travel advisory crash. Still just the left shoulder open at Chastain Road, exit 271. Heavy delays start back at Highway 92, exit 277. I would think about Highway 41 or I-575 south as your alternates. Elsewhere, if you're traveling 85 northbound out of DeKalb into Gwinnett County, we are seeing the brake lights. Not terrible, though, just on and off that brake pedal, leaving 285 in DeKalb County. Really braking for you, though, up around Pleasant Hill, exit 104 in Duluth. Then another tap of the brakes on 85 north into Suwanee, approaching the I-985 split. We found some trouble on 285 by the airport, Sydney Darden.
Yeah, it's a crash involving a big rig. I-285 eastbound on the outer loop right before exit 58 to get onto I-75. It's affecting that center lane and causing you delays around Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. Elsewhere on 285, you're really slow leaving Spaghetti Junction. I-285 southbound on the inner loop, about a 30-minute trip time to get you from exit 37 to La Vista all the way to I-20. From the Cool-Rate Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Clear and cool for tonight as temperatures fall into the upper 30s to low 40s. Tomorrow, sunshine, high near 70. Sunday will be the warmest day this weekend. Morning low 47, afternoon high 75 with mostly sunny skies.
Right now, 58 in Alpharetta, 66 in Conyers, and 64 in College Park. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Termites could be eating your home right now, and you never know. Christina Edwards here for Breda Pest Management. When was the last time you actually saw your service inspect for termite damage? Let me guess, they just walked around the outside and checked the bait stations. Better get Breda. They use advanced infrared cameras and microwave technology for early detection. Switch to Breda, and your termite rate is locked in for 10 years.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs. It's March. The time changes, the season changes, but it also means that baseball is back and maybe a certain golf tournament is just around the corner. It also is probably time to update your home entertainment system, you think? Dave Baker here for Brightbox Electrical, a Coolray company. Make your home the place to be this season simply by calling your friends at Brightbox Electrical. Brightbox can make your home entertainment system dream a reality. They can customize your home theater, add a surround sound system, connect every room in your house to music, hook up your outdoor living space for music and TV and more. I think I'm going to look into adding a golf simulator, but let's just keep that our little secret for now though, okay? It's all good. Brightbox has you covered. Right now, you can get $50 off any electrical service or a free TV mount with the purchase of a new TV install. March is the perfect time to upgrade. Simply go to brightboxelectrical.com and schedule your appointment today for a time and day that worked best for you. That's brightboxelectrical.com.
Don't let a DUI conviction cost you your career. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business, powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment and paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
That spot on the ceiling, it's only gonna get worse. Hey, it's Dave Baker from the experts at Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Findlay now has 0% financing available, so it's even easier to get your roof replaced. FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
I haven't actually read this story, but sometimes I like headlines.
Oh, boy.
No, this is a good one. This is a feel-good story on a Friday afternoon.
Okay. I like a Friday feel-good story.
On a beautiful day in Atlanta, Georgia.
We're going to have a gorgeous weekend here compared to last weekend. It's going to be nice.
We are?
That's what we're forecasting.
Maybe I'll go outside.
Christina Edwards says it's going to be very nice.
Maybe I'll
It's going to be gorgeous outside. I'm Christina Edwards.
Thank
Get your
you.
boat out of the lake.
Thank you, Christina. I appreciate that.
Here's the
You're
headline.
welcome, Jared. I'm Christina Edwards.
Thank you. From the Washington Post. I can hear people. Whatever happened to my WSB?
What a stooge.
Dude. I guess, Eric, you get all your ideas from CNN and the Washington Post. Maybe you ought to get your head out of Anderson Tapper's. I get them all good. Anderson Tapper.
Anderson Tapper. I like that.
Anderson Wolf Tapper.
Yeah, Anderson Wolf's. This is the headline. At 68, she's going viral for her buff arms. Meet Granny Guns. Hey, Granny Guns.
Hello.
You've been working out. It says here.
I sure have. And how old am I again?
You're 68, and now
I stopped counting.
And the reason I've got in touch with you is I'm tired of you bullying me and telling me you're going to kick my ass. I don't think it's nice.
Well, why don't you get strong? I'm just trying to motivate you, son.
Says here you got, at 58, 10 years ago, you started feeling weak. Walking the hill behind your house left you short of breath and with pain in your knees. And that's it.
I'm lifting heavy things right now.
That's what you started lifting heavy things, and then you joined a gym, and now you're on TikTok, and now
hell yeah!
Now
she's
that
an
I found
influencer.
that out, I've suddenly lost all interest.
Yeah, she's a workout influencer.
Oh, no.
Granny Guns.
Hey,
Granny
Granny.
Guns. Bring it on, baby.
Now, you what do? You ride a motorcycle? Are you dating? What's going on? Are you?
That's right. I'm doing it all because I ain't dead yet.
That's right.
When I was walking up that hill and my knees was aching and
Yeah.
my bones was creaking, I said to myself, I ain't dead yet.
That's right.
Get your ass in the gym. And that's exactly what I did. I took my behind right to the La Fitness. And I went on in there and I started swimming. And I started lifting.
Yeah, wow. I can see
Knocking
you.
the mic over,
Knocking things
too.
around. Are you getting angry? Are you doing?
He doesn't know her own strength.
Yeah. Granny Guns. Are you on steroids? Are you on steroids? Just are you doing the roids? Are you hopped up?
I wouldn't say they're steroids. They're enhancers.
Granny Guns.
Just like people take the creatine.
Yeah.
I might take a little something here or there to get me stronger. Now, I do have low, things in my body because I am 68.
Okay, low things. You have low
And
things.
so I just raise those things back up.
I see what you're saying. So you don't have the bingo flaps. That's what you don't want to have.
Oh,
You know what bingo flaps are, Jared?
watch
I
this.
don't think I know what bingo flaps
A bingo.
Waggle, waggle. I don't think, you know what's waggling underneath my arm is a tricep.
So bingo flaps are like when old ladies go to play bingo. And it's that.
bingo flaps. They're called bingo wings.
Oh, that's right. I think where I grew up we called them bingo flaps. But I get what you're saying. Bingo wings makes sense too.
Regional
things happen.
It's fine. It flaps
Go
are
ahead,
wings.
young man. I'm
Flaps,
sorry
wings.
that young lady
What?
interrupted.
Excuse me. What do wings do?
They flap.
Okay, so they flap.
They flap.
They flap.
Dude,
I
she's
got
gonna
you.
beat you up.
So-
She's gonna beat you up.
Granny Guns, I'll meet you in the parking lot. I'm not afraid of you.
Go ahead. I don't think you can handle it.
So the older ladies who play bingo, it's that flap underneath the
I know exactly what you're talking
under
about.
the muscle
bigger
area.
they are,
The better bingo
harder
players.
they fall. That's you. I'm going to chop you down like a tree in my backyard.
Let's see, there's the new film coming out with. Yeah, I like that with the Granny Guns.
Oh, yeah, Granny-
The final scene.
Granny Guns.
Hey, Granny, hold on. Granny,
They're coming for me.
Come. I want you to say, "Come and get it." You gotta wait first.
Oh.
Good. You now go. You.
Oh, okay. All right, ready? Come and get it.
Granny Guns coming to a theater near you, or maybe not. Maybe it's streaming.
Your favorite
It
TikTok
might be a
influencer.
YouTube channel. I don't know.
I'll teach you how to knit, and then I'll teach you how to taekwondo.
All right, Granny Guns.
I'm scared.
Bring it on.
All right, Yamamoto. What's the buzz? Tell us what's happening.
From the hill, a Southwest plane nearly took off from the taxiway at Orlando International Airport. That was yesterday.
Wait, isn't that what it's supposed to do?
No.
Used
It's
to-
supposed to take off from the runway, not the
The
taxiway.
plane accidentally took off? I don't get it.
No, so taxi
Almost.
when you're backing up and you're getting your way in that little area before you start going fast. That's the taxiway.
That thing? Okay.
Yeah, when you're turning left and you're turning right and you're getting ready before you go on that long stretch.
Got it.
What is happening? How is that even? That's just got to be bad pilots.
Yeah, it has to.
How do you not know you're on a taxiway? Now, maybe somebody gave them a clearance.
I guess.
But again,
Yeah, are taxiways always could they be changed depending on weather?
No.
Like if you're
Well, no, I
allowed to
mean, I
take
think
off from a
that-
certain direction or something.
no. First of all, everybody involved is supposed to know all this stuff. We're not.
Oh, for sure.
We're just sitting on in row 15. We're not supposed to know. Do they change the taxiways from time to time? I'm sure something happens here or there.
In some cases, a taxiway can also serve as a runway.
Oh, look at that.
It is not common.
It's not common.
It's not common. I'm
It's
sure,
not
like
common.
at a
Yeah,
place
but
like
I
Orlando
knew it.
International
Have-
Airport, they're not going
Have
to
you
suddenly change it.
Yeah. Have you ever pulled back and then all of a sudden started going fast? Going into the air? No, that never happens.
Unless you're at a tiny airport.
There's always that little 10 minutes where you just kind of slowly rock and roll till you get to the end. You make that final turn, whether it's left or right, and then you sit for a moment because you're on the runway.
I think
And as soon as the next plane gets out of the way and far enough into the sky, all right, they've given us the clearance. We'll be taking it. And you're off. If I know that, the worst pilot in the world should know that.
I think, Eric, the reason why you're interested in this story is because you're flying Southwest next week and you're nervous. That's what it is.
I'm over
It's
it.
your fault for flying Southwest.
Yeah, I'm over it. I'm over it.
Well, on Delta,
Delta gal myself.
somebody on a Delta flight got their ear bitten this week. Somebody got attacked by a passenger.
No, you're conflating stories.
You sure?
The ear was bitten off during spring break. You're conflating your stories.
No, there was a story.
Wait, two ears have been bitten off
I'm
in
not
the last...
sure. I may be wrong about the ear, but somebody was bitten on a Delta flight earlier this week.
By a person or by a thing?
It was a flight from Atlanta to L.A. earlier this week, and somebody
It was a flight
bit.
attendant bit the passenger.
No, is that really? Well, that's good service. The passenger asked for it.
Bite my ear.
Boy, if we get to waste, fraud, and abuse, you're not going to believe the abuse this time. I think it was that story. I would tell people as a cautionary tale, if you're into BDSM, just don't be.
Just don't be.
Just think of something else. I think it would be a good idea. Just think of something else. Because sometimes when your fantasy is to get as close to death as possible without going over, there's an oops moment, so if you're into, this is the Von Hessler doctrine advice. If you're into BDSM, don't do that. It's not a good idea.
Well, that's the thing.
Huh? What?
When you really do it right, you communicate.
Yeah, well, but if one little thing goes wrong and,
Well, you got the word. You got the, peanut butter.
Yeah, this guy wouldn't have a chance to get the word out if we get to this story. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Hey, ladies, you have that weird fantasy that starts with the word R? Yeah, just stop that. Just don't.
Oh, well.
Just don't. Just don't. Just think of, God, there's 9 billion other things you can think about. Just think about one of those. Alex Williams is still watching a crash on 75 in Kennesaw.
Crash is still there right now, Eric, but they are making progress with it, down to just mostly a right lane block, 75 southbound, Chastain Road exit 271, but still very slow coming down from Lake Albatuna. That's why we recommend Highway 41 or 575 southbound as your alternates. Elsewhere on the south side perimeter down and by the airport, got a crash right now. They're holding all but 2 left lanes, 285 eastbound, the outer loop before the ramp stop, 75 exit 58 and 59. To try to get this crash off to the side, you're jammed up back toward I-85. Once you get past that, we just found another crash partially in the left lane into Gab, 285 eastbound, the outer loop approaching Moreland Avenue, exit 53. Plenty of brake lights through downtown Atlanta. Sydney Darden.
Yeah, it's the bad type of Friday night lights. Brake lights all over the downtown connector in both directions. Prepare for a 30-minute trip time to get from Midtown all the way to I-20. If you're coming from 75, you could use Northside Drive. It does save you a little bit of time, but still it's going to be a slow ride. This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Experience the flavors of Latin America event at Whole Foods Market with deals on vibrant ingredients and zesty creations store-wide. Save on no antibiotics ever meat, fresh avocados, and more through March 25th. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When traffic hits.
I-75 completely shut down north and south between McDonough and Locust Grove.
The Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Brake lights fill in on 316 westbound at Sugarloaf Parkway.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
Heavy police fire department activity.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
The Lloyd Advisory Group has a question for you. Is your retirement inflation-proof? Here's what we mean. In retirement, chances are you're on a fixed income with unpredictable expenses. So how do you not run out of money when the cost of just about everything continues to go up? You inflation-proof it. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group can show you ways to help fight inflation so it doesn't outpace your income. Call us today at 770-766-5611. Inflation can take a huge chunk out of your retirement savings, but it doesn't have to. With some simple planning, inflation can go from being a major disruption to a minor annoyance. Call Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group now to start inflation-proofing your retirement today. 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
It won't be that long before school gets out. And if you're thinking about buying a new home this summer, now is the time to get the ball rolling. This is Scott Slade. My friends at MyLand always recommend getting pre-approved before starting to shop for your next home. Make sure you know how much you can afford and have your financing ready to make an offer when you find your dream home. MyLand is who I recommend for all home financing needs. Whether it's a second mortgage, cash out refinance, or purchase of a new home, They even have a great new product that allows you to qualify for an investment or rental property without personal income documents. Whatever type of mortgage you need, MyLend will close your loan fast without issues and headaches and make sure you have the best rate in town. Call MyLend. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's mylend.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage Licensee 148769. Located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLand is an equal housing lender.
There aren't many things more precious than your engagement ring. The start of your love story, a symbol of your commitment that you get to treasure every day. Have you ever thought about breathing new life into that ring? At D. Geller & Sons Spring Bridal event, we're bringing the most exclusive names in engagement and wedding ring design to you with their full assortments. Come to D. Geller & Son for the ultimate ring shopping experience this weekend, March 21st through 23rd in Kennesaw and Sandy Springs. RSVP online at dgeller.com.
Your family is so ready to celebrate spring. Get outdoors, relax, and spend quality time together. Do it in your own backyard in a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy system, allowing you to customize each seat to fit every body in your family. Right now through the 24th, Brown's is offering a free luxury package upgrade on select models or instant rebates up to $1,000. Celebrating 50 years of Brown's Pools and Spas. BrownsPools.com.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
All right. What is the buzz, Jared Yamamoto? Tell us what's happening.
You'll be happy to know, Eric, that Finland is again ranked the happiest country in the world, and the U.S. has fallen to its lowest ever position at 24th.
I don't know what makes them the happiest people in the world. Aren't they the ones saying that they're afraid Putin's going to take them over pretty soon or something? Aren't they up there with Norway and Finland? And
they're worried about
I'm
that.
a long way from Putin, so I'm feeling happier. I feel less likely. I don't feel that Putin's going to invade my country anytime soon. So
Is that
that
the
makes
only
me
metric
happy.
for happiness?
Yeah, how you feel about Putin and whether or not he's ever going to try to take over your country. I think that's the only. Although it's also very cold, isn't it, in Finland?
It says here that what makes them unique,
drinking
compared to
they drink like fish.
That's true, but it says that sharing meals and having somebody to count on is a big factor for them. They say that researchers say that beyond the health and wealth, some factors that influence happiness can be deceptively simple, like sharing meals with your neighbors.
Well, that's what I was saying. I saw the headline was kind of like Americans are miserable, and what 24th?
24th, the lowest
and that's
ever.
because we're not eating meals together.
Yes.
Now, I mean, eating meals together, I guess but is that the only thing? Is that like what's that?
We're bouncing this off the wrong person. You are not the person to say like whether it's a good idea or bad idea.
Well, especially not now. Now, I mean, my kids are grown and out of the house, so. Do I have to go upstairs and Jane and I sit at the table every day?
Talk about the day,
yes,
you know?
You sit together and you eat a meal.
The only
you go
problem is
somewhere and
then you
have
got to
dinner
listen to what the other person thinks of the day.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And who wants to do that, for heaven's sakes?
It says here that almost 1/5 of young adults.
Well, I'm not lonely. My wife's not lonely. I don't think she's lonely. She doesn't seem lonely.
You don't ever sit down and ask her?
What do I got to do? Ask her, hey, are you lonely?
Yeah, that's a good way to start.
She'll be like, I have been feeling lonely, and I'm so happy you told me because.
Yeah, look, I'm going downstairs. The
where are you going?
March Madness is happening.
Oh, okay.
says here that almost 1/5 of young adults globally have no social support, Eric. So I know you're not in that
Well,
category.
so go get it. I don't understand. What are we supposed to do? Like, is the Earth an Etch-a-Sketch? Can we just shake it and restart?
That's what I've been saying. You gotta shake the Etch-a-Sketch.
Shake it up and start over. It's like, if you're feeling lonely, reach out and do something. Go join a pickleball thing or whatever.
Yeah, even Dr. Joe played the
I'm
other
getting
day.
a little tired of the complaining all the time from people.
Well, nobody's complaining. People
Sure they
doing
are.
studies and they're like talking about it. And then what is the reason for this article in the first place?
What is the reason for this article?
To let you know that Finland is so much better than the United States.
because they're going to tell you.
There's got to be something about why this article was written.
No, it's not like one of those like wallet hub things or anything.
No.
This is an actual.
This comes out every
you
year.
can use this American Express card to go to Finland where you'll be happy.
Yeah, they're happy there. I just don't know that I buy that it's a happier place in Finland. You know what might be happening? Maybe their standards are lower, so it's easier to be happy. Is that a possibility? Is that a possibility?
It is a possibility. In autumn, this was published in the World Happiness Report. How could you be
How
that?
dare you? Well, you sound like somebody who's very unhappy, at least with this report. Alex Williams has better news on 285 by the airport.
Yeah, that earlier crash involving a big rig, 285 eastbound, the outer loop before the ramps to I-75 has pushed off to the side. Still jammed up, though, back toward I-85 near Old National Highway. Those delays will start to improve. Once you get past that, we had a crash, 285 eastbound, the outer loop before Moreland Avenue. That as well has moved to the right shoulder. On the north side perimeter, 285 westbound, pretty slow this afternoon from Ashford-Dunwoody Road over to I-75 in Cobb County. Then the sluggish volume continues southbound through Smyrna Bindings down to I-20. While 285 east and southbound, the inner loop between Dorville and Clarkston, you're slow Buford Highway down toward East Ponce de Leon Avenue. How are we looking on I-75 in Kennesaw, Sydney Darden?
We've got a little bit of better news. That crash, 75 southbound near Chastain Road, exit 271, that was blocking all lanes, now just blocking the one right lane as authorities try to get it completely clear. Nonetheless, there are still delays backing you up all the way to Ackworth, so you could probably still just hop on Bells Ferry Road, maybe Highway 41 in the meantime. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Tomorrow, some of us will wake up and it will be our last day on this earth. It will be unexpected and without warning. Each year, 250,000 people will die from medical malpractice, the third leading cause of death in America. 43,000 will die in a car or truck crash. 6,000 will die working on the job. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, and we represent many of these families. It's awful. Unfortunately, many times some of these family members are not speaking and never get to say, I'm sorry or goodbye. If you're at odds with a loved one, listen closely. Pick up the phone. Call them. Say you're sorry. I promise a huge burden will be lifted from your heart and your soul will be renewed. Even if you're not wrong in your own mind, it doesn't matter. Death is bad enough. Death without closure and love will follow you the rest of your days. Trust me on this. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Right now, you can save on USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roast, on sale for just $6.99 a pound with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 35% off. Plus, kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story: an arrest today in the senior skip day murder in Newton County. WSB Steve Summers reports live one teenager is charged with killing another.
Yeah, Bill, the Newton County Sheriff's Office says they have charged 16-year-old Newton High School student Jarvis Hinton Jr. with the murder of 18-year-old Salem High student Justin Etienne. The shooting happened at Denny Dobbs Park, where officials say a large gathering of students were celebrating Senior Skip Day. Sheriff spokesperson Caitlin Jett says there are going to be more arrests because witnesses to that slaying, all of them students, lied about what they saw.
There are going to be arrests made for false information being given to police officers.
There's no word yet on a motive for the slaying. Hinton is in the Newton County Detention Center, charged as an adult with murder. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
63 degrees in Atlanta after a cool start. How much of a warm-up this weekend? When does the rain return? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. The governor's push to end frivolous lawsuits in Georgia clears its final hurdle under the Gold Dome.
Governor Kemp says the major overhaul of the state's civil litigation rules will balance the legal system.
And if it wasn't something that I thought needed to be done on behalf of our people to make our state better and to keep us the #1 state for business and the best place to live, work, and raise our families, I wouldn't have tackled such a tough issue.
But opponents like State Senator Elena Parent say the bill helps insurance companies.
There are far-reaching consequences.
The measure takes effect with Kemp's signature. No word on when he will sign it. From the state capitol, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
A brief scare this afternoon at the Fulton County Courthouse due to a powdery substance in a letter sent to the office of DA Fonnie Willis. The all clear is given after the hazmat team checks it out.
There was no true hazmat incident. However, we did treat it as such until we made sure that it was not.
Atlanta Fire Battalion Chief Ronald Slatton says the substance was some kind of starch. 4 employees complaining of headaches and dizziness are taken to Grady Hospital to be checked out. A new interchange opens in Atlanta this weekend designed to make left turns safer.
It's called a displaced left turn. The first of its kind DLT is set to open Saturday at the intersection of North Druid Hills Road and I-85, helping drivers with making one of the hardest maneuvers near the new Arthur M. Blank Children's Hospital. Georgia DOT's Monet Hazlett explains in this YouTube video.
The DLT allows left-turning vehicles and through traffic to move at the same time, eliminating the need to wait for oncoming traffic.
An estimated 50,000 vehicles pass through the intersection from the hospital side of the interchange every day. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
One person is arrested after a murder on Glen Hollow Circle in DeKalb County Wednesday afternoon. The victim identified today as 39-year-old Diamond Clay. Blaine Clark with the DeKalb Police Department says investigators tracked the vehicle used in the homicide to a location in Morrow.
Detectives executed a search warrant at a residence, resulting in the discovery of firearms, narcotics, and a substantial amount of cash.
The suspect now in the DeKalb County Jail on a charge of malice murder. A happy reunion today as a Metro Atlanta man held in Afghanistan returns to U.S. soil.
It's been 2 years since George Glesman and his wife had seen each other. Today, Alexandria Glesman finally got to hug her husband when he landed at Joint Base Andrews. He told reporters,
I'm in debt with the President Trump. Amazing, you know. Thank God he's in the White House where he's at, and thank God.
The 66-year-old Delta Airlines mechanic was held captive by the Taliban after the group retook control of Afghanistan. He was set free after weeks of negotiations between the U.S. and Qatar. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
It's now 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, triple team traffic, and here is Alex Williams.
Brand new crash in Gwinnett County between Duluth and Norcross, 85 southbound, just before Beaver Ruin Road, exit 102. It is in the second left lane, keeping you slow, leaving Highway 316 with northbound delays in place from Chamblee Tucker on and off up toward Beaver Ruin Road. On 75 northbound up into Kennesaw, on and off the brakes from Marietta, from South Marietta Parkway up to past Chastain Road. Southbound, still working that crash in the right lane. 75 southbound Chastain Road, exit 271, keeping the ride slow out of Ackworth. Found some trouble on I-20 into Cobb County. Sydney Darden.
Yeah, it's our favorite problem child. A stalled vehicle, I-20 westbound near exit 71 to Panola Road. It's in one left lane and causing already slow delays to become even worse if you're making your way to 285 from Stonecrest. You may consider just hopping on Covington Highway instead. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now, Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Sunset tonight around 7:50. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s at that time, cooling into the upper 30s, low 40s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 70. Sunday will be the warmest day this weekend. Morning low 47, afternoon high 75 under sunny skies. Rain showers return for the Monday morning commute, then mostly cloudy in the afternoon, high 68. Tuesday and Wednesday, partly cloudy, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the low 70s.
60 right now in Sandy Springs, 64 in Union City, and 62 in Buford. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. I have to say, I'm so sick and tired of stories about Mariah Carey and All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Why?
Do I have to be suffering through them in March?
Well, she's
what did you
Christmas
find?
legend.
Did you find the other one?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not Christmas. So hold on. I got a feeling, and we didn't. But you can follow along, right, George? You
Sure.
know enough about these kind of things. We didn't throw this story at you, but we're going to have to deal with the legality behind Mariah Carey and All I Want for Christmas Is You, amongst other legal things.
So you want the original here?
No. I want the sounder for George
okay,
Stein.
Gotcha.
It's time to go down by law with George Stein.
George was lost and found and lost again.
No,
Yes.
in George Clark's defense, you just said George. So he responded assuming you were talking to him when there's George Stein and George Clark. I got you, George. I
Is
saw
that
what happened.
George, now hold on. Is that actually what happened, or are you just going, hey, that's a good excuse. I'll get behind that.
Thanks, Jared.
George, come on. I gave you an out.
All right, let's talk to the honest George. George Stein, who's here, that will speak straight to me.
Thanks. When I'm here, you should call him Georgie.
Georgie, with George, and we'll call you Mr. Clark.
Yeah.
Show you some respect. Or should we call you Mr. Stein and call him George? Which is the most
I
respectful
don't
thing to
mind
do?
Georgie, that's all right.
Georgie's on. Did your parents ever call you Georgie? Did your mom ever call you a little Georgie?
I suppose so.
I mean, when you remember. I don't mean when you're 4 months old. Like, do you remember being?
I was never really a Georgie or.
No, you weren't. You never heard that from the other room, like
around.
Georgie.
No.
Randy O.
More of a girl's name, George. Like, hey there, Georgie girl. Da 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 da. You know that song, Jared?
I do not know that song.
I didn't think you did.
Randy O, who used to work here on our digital team at WSB, she used to call Georgie Porgy. Georgie Porgy.
Oh, look at that.
Georgie Porgy.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's Randy. Wow, that's
Look at that. She can pull them out just like that. She has memory, muscle memory when it comes to impersonations.
Recognizable voice. It was great.
That's
So,
true. A very recognizable voice.
Mariah Carey, I just thought this is not the most important one, but we've already started talking about it. So she just won some case. Some country, are they country guys?
Yeah.
Who say that they wrote a song. Now, the law on this is what? They say
Well,
there has to be like...
It's copyrighted, supposedly.
Yes.
And if a songwriter or a singer copyrights a song and you rip it off, then there's a legal action that can be taken. And what the courts do is, they put it up in front of a judge or a jury and they play both songs and they see if there's enough similarity to it.
But there's a real metric to it that I can't remember, like the way that melodies have to be and the way that the chord changes have to be within. There is like a kind of they have guidance going in as to what they're supposed to be hearing in order for one to be a ripoff and one not to be a ripoff. How Led Zeppelin didn't get busted for the opening of Stairway to Heaven. Was that band called Spirit, I think, maybe?
I think it is, yeah. It's identical.
It's nearly identical, and that band opened for Led Zeppelin the year before on tour. I mean, it's like, I don't know how, but then again, there's only so many chords and there's only so many potential melodies, so lots of songs sound a little bit
There's
like
only
other
so
songs.
many good lawyers out there. They
That's
didn't get
right.
a good enough Spirit did not get a
They
good
needed
enough
George
lawyer.
Stein.
Exactly.
They didn't get George Stein
Yeah,
on
well,
it.
either that or Led Zeppelin. That was their quid pro quo for not suing, is letting them be the starting band.
Oh, no. This was before they stole it. This was like back in like 1969 or 1970.
All right.
So Mariah. So these guys, I wanted to hear these guys lost. So Mariah Carey. Am I supposed to believe she wrote this song?
I guess so. I didn't know she
Yeah,
wrote it.
she wrote it. She
Did
wrote
she
it in
now?
like an hour or something.
I wrote my
Something crazy.
Christmas song in an hour. They're easy
you
to
have
write.
something in common next time
Once
you
get
meet her.
Yeah, me and Mariah. We got a lot going on. Yeah.
You're the king and queen of princess?
No, we're the king and queen of Christmas.
Excuse me. What did I say?
Princess.
Oh, king and queen of princess?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, king and queen of Christmas. Yes, that
I'm
makes
the
sense.
one who's supposed to mess up when I'm speaking, not you.
I know, right?
Stay in your lane. Don't try to challenge
bad.
me. What are you going to be doing next?
trying to take over.
You're going to start losing your thread and stuff? Don't
I love
come
you
over.
too.
Don't come over to where I am. I'm the host who loses the thread and messes up words.
Alabama.
Stay in your lane.
So this is Vince Vance and the Valiants, and the song is called
Vince Vance and the Valiants.
Yeah, and the
Good
song
name.
is called "All I Want for Christmas Is You." So
Okay.
Here you go.
Oh, this song.
That doesn't really sound like.
Take back the tinsel, stockings and bows, 'cause all I want for Christmas is you.
Well, that's pretty.
fair.
Dad, come on.
Yeah, that's it.
No, hers is all I want for Christmas.
Yeah, but it's kind
It's
of
the same.
It's sort of taking you to the same place, but I think that
Go
there's
Mariah.
I think there's less. I mean, go Mariah.
I'm glad she won.
Yeah, well, I
She
mean,
should
there's
have won. That's not the same song.
there's
That's not the
common
same
phrases that are just commonly used
Right.
that aren't.
I think lyrics are less than melodies and chord changes. So yes, she says the same exact lyric, and I would argue it kind of lands. And there's a possibility Mariah heard this song. That's all I'm saying. There's a possibility. It's more of an inspiration, right?
Yeah.
That's. I think that's probably correct. But I think it's less with lyrics because there's plenty of songs that have the same name. Even you can't. How many names of songs are there? In the '70s, I think there were about 10 Evil Woman songs.
There you go. There were always evil women from the bayou.
Yeah, Evil Woman from the Bayou.
Yeah. CCR did it.
Bum, bum, you evil
There you go.
woman from the Bayou.
Born on the bayou.
With an evil woman. All right.
Ooh, evil woman.
Evil woman. Dun, 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 dun.
See,
Give us another.
it's everywhere.
Yeah, there's lots of evil woman.
Confession, I always thought it said until recently, I guess recently being 10 years, I always thought it said, she is a woman.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you didn't know that was
maybe
evil woman?
Medieval woman.
Yeah, I heard that too. She is a woman.
Big ELO fan, that Jared Yamamoto. All right, what other legal stories? Well, I guess Mariah got away with it. All right, what other legal stories are there?
All right, from Newsweek, Elon Musk is offering $100 checks again, and he's got a list of who qualifies for it. But there's obviously legality issues to this. And
Was
whether or not he can do
$100
that.
checks to sign a petition.
Correct.
That basically is against judges.
Activist judges.
Yeah. And by the way, that's a subjective term, activist judge. It's not an objective term. That's usually you see an activist judge as somebody who you disagree with. That's usually the way that it works. And I don't know, George, it seems to me, because this has to do with the Supreme Court. They vote for the court in Wisconsin, I believe, and they want to get rid of one judge and they want another judge to take over who will be friendlier to Trump. And so he gets involved. $100 if you sign the petition, $200 if you get somebody else to sign it as well.
Exactly. If you oppose these activist judges.
Right. But it's signed the petition. Now, I want you to tell me whether or not, I'm assuming he's he's within bounds of legality.
Yes.
But we can still judge him. He's trying to buy votes.
Well, I mean, it's you're not allowed to directly buy votes.
Right.
Say, if you vote for this person, I'll give you money. That's where it becomes illegal. But this is indirect, and it's a practice that both sides have engaged in for years.
So you don't see the coverage when it's necessarily the other side.
Exactly.
And George Soros, people like that, they're quite often involved with money in these local races, and the media never makes a big deal about it. Now, George Soros is not the president's right-hand man in the White House either, so Elon has got a little bit more power right now than George Soros does.
But he's not part of the cabinet.
Yeah, well,
I know, right? It's that one thing where it's 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
I don't know how this guy. Again, he's at the Pentagon today. It's another scandal we'll get into. It's like, when does he run his businesses? Like, am I just super lazy? I feel like my days are pretty full with one stupid radio show. Like, how does this guy, he's on 3-hour podcast all the time. He's at the White House all the time. He's at the Pentagon.
See, the thing
when
is,
does he run SpaceX or these other things?
That's for the Neuralinks. He's got one Neuralink in his head for SpaceX. The other one's for Tesla. Probably has 3 Neuralinks going on at least.
He does.
I wonder how many people are taking the money and signing a petition but not voting that way.
Well, right. He doesn't, he knows that that's a possibility that everybody would take his money. But I think that the energy created by the petition is likely to get cut. We're going into the actual election is very soon. And so, yes, he is doing it legally, but it's okay to judge him in his way. He's buying votes. But the caveat is the other side does it all the time. It's just that it's not around people as famous as Elon and doesn't get this much media. So it's wrong, but it's wrong for everybody. That's my opinion. I don't think he should be giving money out for anything political. I really don't. I don't think he should be. I mean, if you can't give people water in line while you're wearing a
it wasn't
T-shirt.
water. They gave you cool stuff. They gave you like pizza. They gave you donuts in line.
And there's a reason for not being able to do that.
It was
which
awesome
is,
to vote
you
back.
know, if
I
you're-
miss it.
If you're wearing a T-shirt, you know, with one of the candidates' name, and people are in line, and you give them water and pizza, you might just have some sort of influence over. And if that's wrong, which it should be wrong, then I think that this is wrong. But the point being, everybody does it.
Oh, I still took all the pizza, all the donuts, all the water, all the coffee, and probably still voted the wrong way for those
Still
people.
voted for Mary Norwood or whatever her name was. Alex Williams says there's a lingering crash on 75 in Cobb.
Yeah, this crash just does not want to clear. They still got the cones out in the right lane, 75 southbound, Chastain Road, exit 271. Keeping you on the brake lights as you leave Allatoona Gateway and Highway 92, trying to come out of Ackworth. We just had a crash clear in Gwinnett County, 85 southbound, Beaver Ruin Road, exit 102. A northbound stall also cleared in the same area, but that's keeping the ride slow back towards Chamblee Tucker. And an earlier crash was off to the right. It's back in the right lane by the airport, 285 eastbound, the outer loop before the ramps to I-75. Also got some better news on I-20 in DeKalb County. Cindy Darden.
Yeah, but not too much better. That stalled vehicle I-20 westbound near exit 71 to Panola Road. It's now off to the shoulder. All lanes are back open, but nonetheless, it's still a really slow crawl through Stonecrest as you're approaching 285. So you still may consider getting off and jumping on Covington Highway instead. Elsewhere, I-20 eastbound, also in DeKalb County, you're going to really feel the pinch around Wesley Chapel, exit 68, as you're making your way away from the city. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Topical. I feel for you if you've been working from home. Local.
They're suing the landlord. The lawsuit filed in Cobb County Superior
Getting
Court.
you through your
It's
morning.
good stuff for this show. It's good stuff for the radio station.
Mark Arum.
That's about all I ask.
Mark Arum.
Monday at 9 a.m.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in, we'll work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team. And we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Looking for ways to save on your energy bill? This is Scott Slate. Well, the first step is knowing how much energy you're using. With Georgia Power's My Power Usage tool, you can check your daily energy consumption and see how even slight adjustments can help lower your energy bill. Turning off your lights when not in use, caulking and weather stripping windows and doors, washing full loads of clothes in cold water can all make a difference. Check out the resources that can help manage your energy usage at georgiapower.com/myenergy.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Belinda here for Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm here to introduce you to a new procedure that Dr. Ashraf is performing called laser optics. This changed my life, folks. I was so tired of wearing contacts and glasses. The glasses were not around when I needed them. I had astigmatism, so the contacts didn't fit me well, and I had beginning stages of cataracts. So I went in. I was a great candidate for laser optics. It was a quick, painless procedure. The next day, it was like everything was in HD. The colors were more vibrant. The leaves were more vibrant. The sky was more vibrant. My husband was better looking. Everything was great. Laser optics with Dr. Ashraf, Atlanta Vision Institute. Go to the website 2020atlanta.com to find out more information. Also, take the quiz to see if this is a procedure that's good for you. Your medical insurance may cover it. That's 2020atlanta.com.
I'm a hypocrite, is what I'm trying to say, George Stein.
They just flash that money in front of Eric
I know
Von
you
Hessler.
sit there and you go, should I still be a hypocrite? I'll tell you what, man, being a hypocrite pays well.
That's true.
Should I just not be a hypocrite and make less money? I just don't know. It's tough. It is tough. All right,
tough life.
What legal stories? Enough of my...
How do you sleep at night?
I know. What else you got for George Stein? I got autumn on me, but you shouldn't be able to sleep at night now because of your hypocrisy. Who isn't a hypocrite? That's what I would like to know. Who isn't a hypocrite? Show me. George Clark, bring me the body. Bring me the head of the person who actually wasn't a hypocrite in their lifetime. Got any notions?
Well, there's the most famous one.
I don't want to go there.
Well, you said.
All right.
You did ask.
I guess I did. Let's say asked. This is a legal thing. Asked, thankfully not answered. All right, George.
Hey,
what's
new
the next
segment idea? Write that down.
Ask, thankfully not answered.
From
what do you got?
CBS News, Los Angeles man was awarded $50 million in case against Starbucks after suffering permanent injury from spilled tea.
Spilled tea?
Yeah,
Did
50
this is the
$50
McDonald's coffee thing
It's
all
a
over
lot
again.
like that one.
It happens every now and then, usually every few decades. And it was scalding hot. Apparently, allegedly, it was, third-degree burns. And they handed it to him on the drive-through on one of those little trays. And the tops weren't properly attached. And it spilled in his crotch and damaged his genitals. There was nerve damage and burn damage. And
Really?
So the jury was
Yes.
sympathetic.
Autumn, have you?
It's real. It's
have
a
you
real
spilt
thing.
tea in your nether regions?
No, but I mean, I've worked at Starbucks, and I understand that that stuff is really, really hot.
I guess the fact that they didn't put, if it's true that they didn't put the tops on properly, that's negligence, right? I mean, not negligence, but that's.
Well, because if it was handed to you from them and it spilled.
But proving it means you have to prove it. So I think that there's probably video of all this stuff at a drive-through.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. I mean, when they hand you that little tray that holds the drinks when you buy multiple drinks, it's kind of that's not very sturdy.
There's a skill. You got to go to the middle of it, no matter how many are on there. You don't want to grab the edge of it.
Right.
So I think if it falls in because he doesn't know how to handle a tray, I think it's on him. And I still think it's kind of petty. But I mean, if he has true nerve damage in his it's okay. But I don't know that I'm buying that. I guess there was a doctor that said that there was. It's just that
did you ever?
These things are
like
hot.
A mini documentary about that lady from McDonald's. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, listen. I made a documentary. I could have come from 4 or 5 different points of view.
Right. Well, then you won't believe anything.
They made a documentary about how the carbon is melting the earth.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe that's true.
Imagine for the rest of your life.
I've broken her spirit, George.
Imagine for the rest of your life.
I made nothing is real. You don't have to believe anything.
You have to be skeptical. You have to be skeptical.
But this is a real thing. Otherwise, people would be doing it all the time, and people would be getting away with it. This only happens. This is like the once.
It doesn't happen.
Third
that
time.
much. Yes, I mean, imagine the rest of your life going in the bathroom and having it being a painful experience for the rest of your life, Eric.
Well, just turning 60. Got a little bit of that anyway.
If you have a prostate problem, sue your prostate.
Just getting all. Yeah, I'm going to sue my prostate because I just turned like 58, and all of a sudden this thing's like barking. I like when people say barking. That prostate was barking all night long. Alex Williams says there's trouble on 75 in northwest Atlanta.
Yeah, just found this new stall, 75 in northbound Mount Perrin Road, exit number 256. It is in the center lane, and it's adding to the delays as you try to make your way up to I-285. Still working the crash southbound in Kennesaw, 75 south at Chastain Road, exit 271. That is in the right lane. 400 northbound, a few brake lights passing Abernathy Road in the North Springs MARTA station, then again in Alpharetta before and after Windward Parkway. Checking the ride on the south side, Sydney Darden.
Yeah, we got some better news in Clayton County. That crash, I-285 eastbound on the outer loop right before exit 58 to I-75. It's finally all the way on the shoulder. All lanes are back open, but nonetheless some lingering delays through Clayton County. Steadily improving, though. Also got some better news in Henry County. Those those brake lights 75 southbound from exit 228 are improving as you make your way through McDonough as well. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Heavy rains have recently impacted widespread areas of North Georgia. How did your roof hold up? Heavy rains expose roof leaks that can lead to water damage. Schedule a free roof analysis from Dave Baker, trusted and recommended, FindlayRoofing.com.
Roof. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment and paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Your family is so ready to celebrate spring. Get outdoors, relax, and spend quality time together. Do it in your own backyard in a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy system, allowing you to customize each seat to fit every body in your family. Right now through the 24th, Brown's is offering a free luxury package upgrade on select models or instant rebates up to $1,000. Celebrating 50 years of Brown's Pools and Spas. BrownsPools.com.
Hope. It's more than a word. It's a breakthrough in the making. At City of Hope, we're pushing the boundaries of science, targeting cancer at the molecular level, with teams of experts working together to personalize a treatment plan right down to your DNA with unprecedented speed, making every second count with appointments in as little as 24 hours. City of Hope, advancing cancer care, at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews. I needed some work done on my roof. I'd heard about FGA Roofing on the station, so I called them. If you're in the market for a new roof or repair, give them a call. Mention Tim Andrews and get $1,000 off a new roof. Use your good credit to get 0% interest. Search FGA Roofing today.
Have you ever really thought about the service companies you use? These are the folks you trust to do things for your home and in your home you just can't do for yourself, like taking care of your heating and air conditioning systems. This is Scott Slade, and this is where Ragsdale Heating and Air really stands out to me. I know you can trust them to take care of all your HVAC, plumbing, and electrical needs like they do for me. You can see it for yourself in thousands of reviews at a 4.9 Google rating. It's easy to schedule your visit online at ragsdaleair.com or call them. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, Governor Kemp celebrates a big victory in his push to limit lawsuits in Georgia.
And if it wasn't something that I thought needed to be done on behalf of our people to make our state better and to keep us the #1 state for business and the best place to live, work, and raise our families, I wouldn't have tackled such a tough issue.
The state Senate today voting to send the overhaul of the state's litigation rules to his desk. Democratic State Senator Elena Parent says insurance companies are the big winners.
What a joke. What a sop to insurance companies.
No word yet on when the governor will sign the bill. It is 64 degrees in Atlanta. Looks like it should be a beautiful spring weekend. When do rain chances return? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A 16-year-old is arrested in the murder of another teen during a senior skip day gathering in Newton County. Jarvis Hinton Jr., a student at Newton High School, is charged with murder in the shooting of 18-year-old Justin Etienne. The Salem High student was killed at Denny Dobbs Park this week. Caitlin Jett with the Newton County Sheriff's Office says others could face charges for lying to investigators.
We were dealing with conflicting statements, and as the investigation continues, there could be the possibility of additional suspects being arrested.
Hinton is now at the Newton County Detention Center and is charged as an adult. A driver gets a ticket and after a hit and run in Midtown Atlanta earlier this week that sent a man to the hospital. It happened at the intersection of Piedmont Road and 10th Street Monday morning. The man was nearly struck by one car before he was hit by another while in a crosswalk. The driver is cited for leaving the scene of an accident and failure to yield. The victim is recovering from his injuries. Quick denials today from President Trump and Defense Secretary Hegseth over a visit to the Pentagon by Elon Musk.
Both President Trump and the Defense Secretary say Elon Musk was not at the Pentagon to discuss how the U.S. would fight a hypothetical war with China.
We don't want to have a potential war with China, but I can tell you if we did, we're very well equipped to handle it. But I don't want to show that to anybody. But certainly you wouldn't show it to a businessman who is helping us so much. He's a great patriot. He's paying a big price for helping us cut costs.
Elon Musk has been trying to expand Tesla in China. At the same time, he's leading the Department of Government Efficiency, cutting federal spending. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Georgia is among the states that could lose HIV prevention funding as part of cuts by the Trump administration. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder says it's part of wider cuts at the Atlanta-based CDC.
What I'm hearing from CDC sources on the inside is that the cuts are shifting literally minute to minute how this is going to play out. But ballpark, they're looking at probably 1 in 3 people at the CDC being let go.
The CDC provides about 95% of Georgia's budget for HIV prevention. Several wildfires are burning in the parched mountains of North and South Carolina. Brad Bramlett with the South Carolina Forestry Commission says the wind-driven fires can spread fast.
It seems like everything's under control, but then a big gust of wind can come by, grab a spark or an ember and then throw it over into the woods, and then the high winds just takes it off, and all of a sudden you've got a wildfire.
Fires are burning from Texas to the Carolinas. Nearly 6 months after Hurricane Helene, CBS's Jim Kursula reports the National Weather Service releases a final report.
The storm caused at least 248 deaths across several states, including 105 in North Carolina alone, making it the deadliest hurricane in the U.S. since Katrina struck in 2005. Helene first made landfall in Florida's Big Bend inland region as a Category 4 hurricane, with sustained winds of about 135 miles per hour. Winds gusted to 105 miles per hour in the mountains of western North Carolina.
More than 30 people died here in Georgia. It is now 5:34. This news sponsored by John Foy and Associates. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
And we have some better news for our commuters out of Ackworth into Kennesaw. Bill, that crash now on the right shoulder, 75 southbound Chastain Road, exit 271. Going to take a little bit for those delays to improve. Northwest Atlanta, we've been dealing with a stall in a left center lane, 75 northbound at Mount Perrin Road, exit number 256. If you're traveling 285 eastbound, checking on a new crash on the inner loop into Cab, approaching Chamblee-Dunwoody Road, exit 30. Stay sluggish between Dorville and Tucker. And 285 west and southbound, the outer loop, you're just on and off the brakes this afternoon, starting in Sandy Springs, trying to pass I-75 down to I-20, the West Freeway. How's the ride on I-85 up toward Gwinnett County, Sydney Darden?
Well, it's not as heavy as it usually is for a Friday afternoon. You are jammed up in all directions on Spaghetti Junction, but once you get off I-85 northbound, you're really only seeing the pinch around exit 99 to Jimmy Carter Boulevard. After that, it's a little stop and go, but it breaks apart by the time you get to exit 105 Pleasant Hill Road. Moving southbound, we did have a stalled vehicle blocking the left lane there at Beaver Ruin Road, but it's off to the shoulder now, making for a much easier drive towards 285. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Sunset tonight around 7:50. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s at that time, cooling into the upper 30s, low 40s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 70. Sunday will be the warmest day this weekend. Morning low 47, afternoon high 75 under sunny skies. Rain showers return for the Monday morning commute, then mostly cloudy in the afternoon, high 68. Tuesday and Wednesday, partly cloudy, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the low 70s.
63 in Johns Creek, 62 in Smyrna, and 65 in Palmetto. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, here's a shout out to my hard-working people on the outdoor job sites, construction, landscaping, and of course road work. Hey, it's Smiley Mark McKay for John Foy and Associates, the Strong Arm. If your hard job has been hard on you and you get injured, call in the Strong Arm. John Foy has a team of experienced attorneys with a winning track record who specialize only in fighting for injured workers. Get your free case evaluation with zero upfront costs. JohnFoy.com.
Don't miss your chance to take advantage of the buy two, get two free and pay nothing until 2027. Offer ending soon, only from Window Nation. Schedule your free estimate now at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
Breda is best at keeping termites out. Complete protection with an unmatched guarantee. Plus, your termite rate is locked in for 10 years.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Don't let a DUI ruin your life. Hire the attorney that other attorneys hire. GeorgeStein.com.
Has that paint on your house reached the point of surrender? You really can't put it off another year, right?
It's Jeff and Roxanne, local owners of Rhino Shield. Let Rhino Shield help you with a solution that'll make this the last time you paint.
Rhino Shield ceramic coating will last you 25 years, improve your home's curb appeal, and comes with a 25-year warranty.
Get a free estimate at RhinoShieldGA.com.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Autumn Fisher.
Yo.
It's a small part of that last story that we just did about the tea and the Upset Genitals and the lawsuit.
Yes.
Remember the Upset Genitals? Great rock band.
They were awesome. So good. They kind of sold out, though.
Yeah, the keyboard player was out of control.
I think one of their songs is in a drug commercial lately.
Yeah, they're not even. I liked them when they were broke.
Problem is
I don't like them once they got successful.
Well, they kind of went poppy, you know?
Yeah, I don't like that. I like my bands to be broke. That's what I always.
And on heroin.
Yeah, come on. Don't give me this popular and you're making money and you're successful. Wow. You know what I say about bands like that? They sold out.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I liked them before they sold out. So you were on the side of the person who sued and won because Starbucks handed the hot tea spilled in his genitals and apparently was not good. This little part I kind of missed, and I'm wondering if you did as well. He won. The judgment was $50 million.
Which is absolutely insane.
$50 million. Now, maybe his wife came in and said, Judge, this was a special package. It was like $50 million. Now, would you say that that's a little excessive for having tea spilled in your lap?
Well, I think that part of that probably is, like medical and things that you can like quantify.
Yeah.
And then the pain and suffering part, I do think has like an algorithm that people follow to say how much you get.
I would have to know. Can he use this stuff anymore?
Where's George? I thought
George is here.
Yeah,
I'm asking you. You're the legal expert. Well, you don't want to touch this? Okay, George. Autumn doesn't want to touch this, so why don't you just pick it up from there?
Not brave.
Well, I mean, if he's a young person and they look at his lifespan,
but can he never use it again? How
bad?
bad?
I don't know. By the way, the wife can add to the lawsuit. It's called loss of consortium.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I did not know more consorting.
Yes, when he can't really satisfy her, that's another lawsuit.
Now, if I found out that was true, that he could never satisfy anyone or himself again, $50 million, I guess, sounds all right to me.
It may not be all or nothing. It could be like there's issues now.
Mm-hmm. Like anytime he smells tea, he cannot get excited.
You just got to go to the office of that one guy. You'll see results right in the office.
Isn't it? Even I'm doing it. Like when it comes to guys getting hurt down there, it's, if it was a woman, it'd be a totally different thing. Like we couldn't make a joke, couldn't do anything.
Well, you didn't believe the old lady that got burned.
What old lady?
From McDonald's with the coffee.
I believe. No, I defended
you
that.
You said, they could skew anything anywhere.
When did I say that? You're making this up. I have a wife that can make things up that I said. I don't. Come on. When did I say that? Exactly when?
In the last segment, because I said there was a little mini something that I watched about that story and how it was portrayed as this like, oh, of course the coffee's hot. I can't believe that she sued. Like, what an idiot.
No. When I was going after the concept of documentaries persuading people on issues, not on that particular issue.
As it pertains to this specific thing.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I understand. Think you have to understand about documentaries.
Your Honor, I object.
Well, the fact
badgering the witness.
I could have made 5 different documentaries about the band. Is my point.
All right, but this is what actually happened.
No, you saw a documentary that said that happened.
She won the case.
I get it, but you can't stop there with one documentary. You got to look into it more.
I don't even know if it was a documentary. All right, I used the wrong word. I watched an informational.
That's a documentary. What do you think it was? What do you think it was? I think it was Timothy Chalamet in it.
Yes.
No, it was a documentary.
Yes. It wasn't a biopic of this lady.
George, I'm sorry we brought you in here to fight in front of you. I apologize.
Yeah, well,
I think he should rule.
I was going to say the fact of the matter is,
George, she thinks you rule.
Well, thank you very much. I think Starbucks is going to appeal this as an excessive
$50
award,
million, yeah,
and tie it up in the appellate court for 3 or 4 years, and then normally the two parties get together and say, "Hey, why don't we agree to this amount?"
All right. Speaking of tied up, speaking of tied up. Time to get to this story that I was warning people about before.
Yes, this is written by Clara Harder over at the L.A. Times.
Just give me the L.A. Times. I don't even know the actual reporter.
You don't want to know about old Clara?
No.
Clara's great. What are you talking about?
She might be wonderful. She may be terrible. I don't know. I don't know her. Just saying that when you give a source, you only have to give the name of the publication.
Well, it was published 11 hours ago, and it's a 3-minute read.
TLDR.
OnlyFans model suffocated in Southern by
No.
Sorry. OnlyFans model suffocated Southern California man while filming in a saran wrap fetish session.
According to police. Now. So this late, I want to get this right. So this guy who loves to be tortured, I guess, he paid in excess of $7,000 for this influencer to come to his house, and he said he wanted certain things done to him. And she did those things, bound him up completely in saran wrap. He had a choking thing on. And I guess the only question here is, because they have the email exchange or text exchange for what he wanted done, and they were live streaming, I think, is... She put a bag over his head, and according to the story, there's no evidence that he ever said, put a bag over my head.
Yeah, well, that's to be determined. But, she did wrap him up in saran wrap, and she did duct tape his mouth, I believe.
If you're going to duct tape the mouth, you got to leave the nose open. And if you duct tape the mouth and leave the nose open, you can't put a bag over somebody's head, a plastic bag. That doesn't do anything.
That makes sense. Since she's being charged with murder, so,
Yeah.
I mean, there's different degrees of murder. This sounds more like possibly a negligent homicide.
How dumb is the only thing that I could, Your Honor, she's dumber than a box of rocks. Like, that would be the only. How do you not know somebody's dying right now? She was right next to him. They were like live doing it on whatever. And how does she not understand how breathing works? Like, I mean, you got.
Well, that's part of it is to stop his breathing because he wants that.
Yeah, well, maybe he had a death wish too,
Oh.
Let me ask you about the legal part. She's going to go in there and say he paid me over $7,000 to do these things. How much of a legal standing does she have there? Because that's all.
Well, not much. I mean, negligent homicide means she engaged in negligent behavior. There was no intent or malice in this. She was just.
Do you think there's like a contract maybe before, like, I'm not responsible if I accidentally kill you in these like sexy games we're playing?
I don't think that defense is going to work. If her behavior was so egregious and so negligent that a normal person with an average IQ would figure out that this might be dangerous, and if you engage in dangerous acts.
And I'm thinking there's really no contract where you say, well, you could kill me in this situation and I'm fine with it. That would hold up in court.
Hey, it's on paper. It's in the four corners of this contract, Your Honor.
It says right here, if I accidentally kill him, it's fine.
Not responsible. I mean, what happens when you bungee jump? You've probably signed something that
signed a
people
waiver,
aren't responsible.
You signed a waiver.
Mm.
Now, what's interesting though about what the OnlyFans does?
Hey, wait a minute. Come on, give her a moment now. Come on. She impressed the jury, for heaven's sakes. Give her,
That's right.
Give her a moment.
The jury went,
didn't think of that. Maybe
that's an interesting observation.
You missed your call. Should have been a lawyer.
Yeah, you would have been
Fisher.
way wealthier that way too.
Healthier?
Wealthier.
Oh, I thought you said healthier.
Oh,
I
maybe
thought you said
healthier.
healthier too.
Healthier.
Maybe
and
she
wealthier.
wouldn't be wealthier. Maybe she'd be one of these public.
Public defender.
Public defender.
These guys live on Cheetos and Mountain Dew. George, are you nice to those guys? You ever take them to lunch?
I'm very friendly, and I've taught free seminars to them sometimes.
Okay, you might want to feed them every once in a while. Just toss them a free meal or something.
Or a pizza.
That's right. That's right. So I'll go back. I'll finish this the way that a couple hours ago when I mentioned this story. This is my advice. Eric Von Hassler here. My advice. If you're into BDSM, stop that. It's not worth it. It's not just think of something else. There are other things that'll turn you on. Just find it.
You don't know what the qualifications of the streamer are. You don't know what she knows, and you don't
She's
know.
not just a streamer. She's a professional.
It's not very good.
A professional streamer?
I mean,
Is
not
there
very.
such a
But
thing?
she's not great at her job.
No, she's not.
She's losing clients.
It's like the doctor that's lost 7 patients. He is a doctor. He's just not very good. Alex Williams says there are delays through DeKalb.
Yeah, watching the brake lights on I-20 eastbound this afternoon, Eric. 20 eastbound jams in right at I-285 as you drive through the work zone. Braking free right around exit 71 Panola Road. Westbound delays from the mall at Stonecrest out of Lithonia, improving the closer you get to that east side perimeter. On the west side, 20 westbound just on and off the brakes as you drive into the Sunshine from Martin Luther King Jr. Drive for the commute out into Douglasville. And stall moved off to the right northwest Atlanta, 75 northbound Mount Perrin Road, exit 256. Watching the delays through downtown and midtown, Sydney Darden.
Yeah, capital D delays, right? All jammed up in all directions on the downtown connector. 75-85 southbound. Those brake lights start around the north side drive exit there at exit 252. And you're still looking at about a 20 to 30 minute trip time to get you from the top of midtown all the way down to merge onto I-20. This report sponsored by the Georgia Lottery. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot, $324 million. Select the multi-draw feature and stay in the game for the next several jackpot drawings. Drawings every Tuesday and Friday. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
If you have the WSB radio app.
If you have the WSB
all
app.
the notifications you need.
If you have the WSB app.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
Breaking news in Cobb County.
All in one place.
We'll send out an alert on the WSB app.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it from your app store today.
Looking for ways to save on your energy bill? This is Scott Slate. Well, the first step is knowing how much energy you're using. With Georgia Power's My Power Usage tool, you can check your daily energy consumption and see how even slight adjustments can help lower your energy bill. Turning off your lights when not in use, caulking and weather stripping windows and doors, washing full loads of clothes in cold water can all make a difference. Check out the resources that can help manage your energy usage at georgiapower.com/myenergy.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup, and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes. Sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in, and that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163. 3546.
If you've been thinking about selling your home, now is the time. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home fast and for more than you expect. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. One of the most stressful things about selling your home is not being able to control the timing. Mark Spain Real Estate allows you to receive an all-cash offer on your home and close in as little as 21 days. Hassle-free, guaranteed. Trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. and close with confidence. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Paid for by Estella's Pharma.
He's an arrogant jerk, and you know it, Jared.
Yeah, a little bit arrogant, but very creative.
Right. Yeah, well, he's creatively arrogant. Before we go into the last story.
You talking about Tim?
I wouldn't talk behind Tim's back. George Stein, before we get to the last story, tell people how they can get more George Stein.
Yes, thanks, Eric. Well, in your time of need, if you want a quality lawyer who's battle-tested in the courtroom, remember this. We've mastered the art of 2 things. Been in a motorcycle accident? We specialize in motorcycle accidents. Somebody calls you to lay your bike down, go to steelhorselaw.com. And, of course, if you get a DUI and have an encounter with the police, you're going to go to georgestein.com.
Sounds good to me. What's our last law story for George Stein?
Well, you'll be happy to know that people are having fun on spring break again. From the smoking
it's
gun.
About time. These kids, they don't let themselves go at spring break like they used to.
I'm happy to see people
They're
having
so well behaved. Come on, act like kids.
Let's get some roofies
Yeah.
up in there.
Yeah.
Good old days.
A spring break beach brawl ended with an 18-year-old combatant under arrest for allegedly biting off the ear of his opponent.
Yeah, I saw this guy's mugshot.
Great shot, by the way.
My guess is there's a clinical thing going on here. That's my guess. Although the guy could have been just wildly drunk, but there was a $50,000 bail that he immediately was able to get. So he's got rich parents who pay for him to live in Miami area somewhere.
Well, this happened in Fort Myers.
Yeah, which is right.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not that
close.
far.
That's
So,
an affluent area.
yes. And that's my guess. This is my guess. My guess is rich parents know they have a troubled kid, don't want to deal with it. So just pay his rent, whatever. Because the $50,000, he was out right away, and he looks insane.
Yeah, well, we'll see. He overreacted. You're not supposed to bite somebody's ear off just because they make you angry.
I thought that was like a standard fighting
Now, what if they
procedure,
bite one of your ears off? Are you allowed then to bite one of theirs off?
Well, you're allowed to
in
act.
kind.
A lot of jurisdictions, you can act in like kind.
Yes, okay.
But, if somebody punches you, you can't hit them with a Tommy gun.
Right. Okay, so it has to be punch back kind of thing. So, yeah, I think this guy was obviously messed up on drugs at the very least. He was probably doing that stuff where people, remember that bath salts?
Oh, the bath salts,
And
yeah.
people were like chewing each other's faces off and things
And
like
it
that.
was down in that area of Florida, too.
Yeah, it's Florida.
I'm sure he'll get an anger management class for his probation.
One would think. This is why I would never go. If I was the mayor of one of these cities, I'd be like, no, we're not doing spring break anymore.
What?
Because people don't know. Look, you gotta. If I invite you to my house and you trash it once, maybe I'll think, okay, they got out of hand. If I invite you back and you trash my house again, guess what? On the third year, I'm not inviting you back to my house.
Put some plastic wrap on your house there, Eric.
Yeah. There's kids used to be crazy in kind of a different way. This is very, very violent. It seems like the last few years with the spring breaks.
Spring break used to be a developmental time for a young man or a young woman, and you learned a lot about yourself and your limitations.
STDs and pregnancy scares.
And
now people are biting ears.
What we've
That's getting
added,
out of crazy.
this guy's going to develop a new ear over the next few years. So, George Stein, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Alex Williams is checking the ride around 285.
Circling the city right now, Eric, 285 eastbound, slow out of Dunwoody into Doraville, starting around Ashford Dunwoody over to Peachtree Boulevard, then delays pick up again from I-85 Spaghetti Junction, heading southbound into Clarkston. If you're heading 85 northbound out of DeKalb in Gwinnett County, thanks to traffic trooper Laura, we found a brand new stall in the center lane, 85 northbound Indian Trail Road, exit 101, keeping you slow from the perimeter. Watching the ride on the northwest side of town, Cindy Darden.
Yeah, good news, bad news. First, that good news, that crash 75 southbound near Chastain Road, finally on the shoulder after previously blocking all lanes, but nonetheless, the delays still remain all the way back to Acworth, so I would still stick to Bells Ferry, maybe even Highway 41 instead. And then way up in Cartersville, we just got word of a car fire cleanup on I-75 northbound near Main Street, exit 288. It's been blocking one lane and causing you some massive slowdowns in the area. Just be prepared at that brake pedal there. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews. I needed some work done on my roof. I'd heard about FGA Roofing on the station, so I called them. If you're in the market for a new roof or repair, give them a call. Mention Tim Andrews and get $1,000 off a new roof. Use your good credit to get 0% interest. Search FGA Roofing today.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
Creation displays such a beautiful landscape. You deserve to see it all. Don't let your old, big, and bulky windows block your view.
It's Jonathan and Ted from North Georgia Replacement Windows. Brighten your home with more daylight and bigger views with Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows.
Our windows come with narrow frames giving you more light. Experience the Infinity from Marvin fiberglass difference at your home or in our new Alpharetta showroom.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
Hey diamond lovers, Shane Company knows fine jewelry. That means a lot when you're looking for a dream engagement ring, a beautiful keepsake, or the perfect gift. When it's this important, you want someone who knows exactly how to work with your budget, not against it. Someone who knows you deserve a piece more beautiful than you've ever imagined. Through 4 generations as a family business, we've always sourced our diamonds and gemstones directly, cut out the middleman, and passed the savings on to you. Come see us in store and compare our wide selection of diamonds, rubies, and a rainbow of sapphires in different shapes and sizes. So many in stock and ready to take home today. Create your dream engagement ring in 3 easy steps, or pick a perfectly preset ring that's created by our in-house design team. Browse our selection of fine jewelry gifts for everyone in your life, from diamond and gemstone studs to must-have tennis bracelets and beautiful birthstone necklaces. With our everyday competitive prices and unmatched free lifetime warranty, Shane Company is your go-to destination for fine jewelry. Visit shaneco.com and come in to see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Is painting the house on your project list? Make this the last time you paint with Rhino Shield, backed by a 25-year warranty.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, one teen is charged with killing another in the senior skip day murder in Newton County.
16-year-old Newton High student Jarvis Hinton Jr. of Covington is the one authorities say shot 18-year-old Salem High student Justin Etienne to death. Newton County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Caitlin Jett says it happened at Denny Dobbs Park during a gathering of students for senior skip day.
I cannot speculate on how many actually saw the shooting, but I do know there were more than 100 people at that gathering.
There's no word why Hinton allegedly did it. He's jailed, charged with murder as an adult. More students will be arrested for lying to investigators. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
65 degrees in Atlanta. A cool start tomorrow before we get back into the 70s. What day could see rain? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. This is all new at 6 o'clock. The man accused of killing a mother of 5 in Cobb County entered the country illegally. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement says 21-year-old Hector Rivas is a native of Honduras. He entered the U.S. illegally in March of 2021. He was arrested by Border Patrol and ordered to be removed from the country in July of 2023. Cobb police say Rivas killed Camilla Williams last week and dumped her body in the woods. The governor's push to limit lawsuits in Georgia gets final approval under the Gold Dome.
Fair and balanced is how Governor Kemp describes the overhaul of the state's civil litigation rules.
We have a great bill here, in my opinion.
The passage follows a lengthy legislative back and forth.
I don't know the last time I saw a piece of legislation that was vetted and worked on as much as this.
The bill changes rules around the liability businesses have for what happens on their property. Democrats like State Senator Elena Parent say it helps insurance companies.
It's real dangerous.
The measure goes into law once signed by the governor. No word on when he might sign it. From the state capitol, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
The all clear is given at the Fulton County Courthouse shortly after a powdery substance is found in a letter sent to the office of D.A. Fonnie Willis. Atlanta Fire Battalion Chief Ronald Slatton says hazmat checked out the item, and it turns out to be some sort of starch.
It was not a hazardous substance. That it was mitigated, and operations have returned back to normal.
4 people complaining of headaches and dizziness were taken to the hospital to be checked out. Reunited, a Metro Atlanta man held in Afghanistan for over 2 years gets a big hug from his wife today as he arrives back on U.S. soil.
George Glesman's wife met him as he landed at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland today. He told reporters he's thankful to be back in the United States.
Thanks to the government, thanks to Delta, thanks to my lovely wife that she's the one that didn't lose hope.
The 66-year-old Delta Airlines mechanic was held captive by the Taliban after the group retook control of Afghanistan. His release had been the subject of intense negotiations in recent weeks. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
President Trump announces the Air Force is building a new future fighter jet.
An experimental version of the plane has secretly been flying for almost 5 years, and we're confident that it massively overpowers the capabilities of any other nation.
The jet is designed to carry a fleet of drone aircraft to be able to penetrate air defenses of China and other enemies. Critics say the Pentagon is still struggling to fully produce the 35, which is expected to cost over $1.7 trillion. Making left turns is about to get easier in a busy part of DeKalb County.
This goes beyond those diverging diamonds. The displaced left turn, or DLT, will open at the intersection of North Druid Hills Road and I-85 near the new Arthur M. Blank Children's Hospital. Vehicles will be funneled left into their own lane that completely bypasses oncoming traffic. This project costs about $100 million and will include a series of other changes, like a ramp onto the I-85 service road. GDOT already has displaced left turns in Dawson County and in Gwinnett County. Others are planned for Douglas and Fayette counties. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
It is now 6:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, it's triple team traffic, and here is Alex Williams.
Still watching this stall in the center lane in Gwinnett County, 85 northbound Indian Trail Road, exit number 101. That is jammed up the ride as you leave Chamblee Tucker, working your way out of DeKalb up into Norcross. If you're making the commute on 285 east or southbound, passing I-85 Spaghetti Junction, that's still a tall task as you are staying on that brake pedal on 285 south, the inner loop from I-85, breaking free right around Memorial Drive. 285 north and southbound, the inner and outer loop over on the west side. Just moderate volume this Friday afternoon between Smyrna Vinings and I-20, the West Freeway. How's I-20 in DeKalb County, Sydney Darden?
Well, you are slow coming and going. I-20 eastbound, you're mostly on the brake pedal from exit 68 at Wesley Chapel all the way to exit 71 at Panola Road. I-20 westbound, you are really slow leaving Stonecrest until you pretty much get to 285. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta homes. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Sunset tonight around 7:50. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s at that time, cooling into the upper 30s, low 40s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 70. Sunday will be the warmest day this weekend. Morning low 47, afternoon high 75 under sunny skies. Rain showers return for the Monday morning commute, then mostly cloudy in the afternoon, high 68. Tuesday and Wednesday, partly cloudy, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the low 70s.
Right now, 64 in Decula, 62 in Roswell, 63 in Locust Grove. More news at 6:30, breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
That's right, Caiaccio. Hold those four fingers high and with pride. Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now.
Last hour 4 of the week, too.
It is the last hour 4 of the week for the Von Hessler Doctrine.
We better bring it.
The last hour of the week for the Von Hessler Doctrine.
That's right.
And yes, you are correct. As I'm looking at George Clark, and he's got the let's phone in the last hour look at. No, I got an idea. Let's give him the best damn hour we've given him all week. Shouldn't be hard. All right, let's do this.
He's a misanthrope. He has a dark heart. And he needs a good psychiatrist. New York. It's Greg Russ with stories from Studio B1.
Friday edition.
Friday edition. Yeah, Autumn, you can do it. You do it.
Friday edition.
Doesn't anybody watch TMZ besides Tim Andrews? It's the TMZ voice.
TMZ is so much more.
It's the
online.
TMZ voice.
Yeah.
No, but online, on that one where the guy, does they still have that show?
Hey, let's go.
Harvey holds the Yeti water thing in his
Are there
hand
still
over
shows
the cubicles. Is that still?
It used
Are there
to be a
shows
thing.
at all? You mean like anything?
Something like that, like stuff that you would see when you come home from school and you're just like watching.
Yeah,
random
yeah, it's
TV,
still around.
Like,
Yeah, people still come home from school and.
no, they're not on the shows.
No,
I used
true.
to come home and watch Blind Date with my dad.
That's nice. Heartwarming.
It was nice. That and Columbo.
Mm-hmm.
Blind Date was a good show.
Columbo was a good show. I don't know that Blind Date was.
No, Columbo was garbage compared to Blind Date.
Oh, for heaven's
Blind Date was
All right,
quality.
all right. He's
Cheaters.
canceled.
Cheaters
He's canceled.
was even better with
Oh,
Joey
Cheaters was great.
Greco being stabbed on a boat in one of the episodes, even though it's probably fake and staged.
Cheaters I saw a couple times. Didn't really enjoy it. By the time I watched it the third time, I thought, I don't even think this is real.
No, I don't think it's real. If
Yeah.
it were real, I agree with you. It's not actually enjoyable to watch people.
Yeah, because that could be me.
confront
I
other
mean, no,
people
I
and
mean,
fight.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I was just a little. I mean, just a little too close, right? I mean, for heaven's sakes.
Yes, I want to gallivant in peace.
Just because
on
I
the camera
said,
crew.
just because I said for better or worse in front of everybody doesn't mean I meant it.
Yeah, get your
And then
fingers
I-
crossed.
Then you're on a TV show. Does that, by the way, if you have your fingers crossed when you give the marriage vows, is that a legal way out?
Yes, it is. That's why you have the wedding photographer there, so that way she can capture.
That's right. There it is.
Moment.
I was
my plan.
Hmm?
Here's my plan.
To never get married.
No, get married, but then to never have sex.
Never consummate.
Force. Well, you got to do it once, or it's not marriage.
Oh, so it doesn't become legal until.
Until.
That was my plan, though. That's why I said to never have sex, because then it wouldn't become legal. So yeah, I guess we're talking about the same thing here.
Oh, okay. So what you do is you just
But
like
can you, wait, so
Yeah?
you can't get the tax break. So if you get married and you don't consummate the marriage, do you still get the tax break?
Well, the answer would be
joint filing?
no. The answer would be no, but the wife would have to complain to a court or something. They
yeah,
wouldn't
because
know.
if she doesn't complain, then nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Okay, so that's why I will approach it. We could get the tax break, and then once things start to go south and the divorce is needed, I can go to court and say, we never had sex. And they'd say, well, then this never counted. And say,
Yeah, but if she goes to court and says, well, I was trying to have sex with him constantly and he refused it, then your case isn't going to be that good.
I say this, I think, because I think Christine is not listening tonight. I think she's meeting up with her mom to go to a Broadway show. So I feel safe to speak.
It's possible that she actually brought has the app open so her mom, hey, you want to hear Greg? He's on.
He's so great, isn't he? And then here's this segment here.
This
That's
is true.
right.
This could be happening.
Yes, and so this is your big plan. You are going to you're going to propose to her, and then you're going to refuse to have relations with her. This is your big plan. Wow.
I need my
But I don't
escape
understand
route.
why you're like interested in getting the tax break, and then
I'll tell
you're
you
just
why.
gonna what?
I'll tell you why I'm interested. I once did my taxes and filed as single, and then I changed it to married just to see what would change, and a lot changed.
Yeah, well, we incentivize marriage in this country, and it still doesn't work. That's how horrible it is.
But wait, I still don't understand because you're going to still break up at the end, right? Because she's going to complain, or you're going to say, we never consummated the marriage, and then you're not going to get the tax break.
Well,
So-
he doesn't want to do it immediately. Get a couple of years of good taxes out.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
3
Why don't you
years
just
of good
stay
taxes.
married to the person that you really like.
Because then you got to have sex
and
with him.
Continue to get. Wait, that's not. I don't feel like.
So
that's
you're
the
thinking of that as
I
a
don't
good
think she's
thing.
getting this. I think Autumn's taking this a little too serious.
Yeah, he's just kidding around is what he's doing. Hey, by the way.
But I'll tell you,
Yeah?
that was a swing from getting back thousands of dollars to paying $1,800.
So that's you got to be incentivized to marriage. We haven't had much time to get the reviews of Snow White. I have one right here.
This movie drags ass.
That's all you need to know.
Who was that? I hope that was Entertainment Tonight.
No, it was a YouTuber, and I'm feeling
Yeah, I
terrible because I
figured.
don't remember her name. She was
Oh,
very.
you're not citing her?
I should be citing her.
Wow.
I should be citing. You know what? I will find it before the end of the show because
She's gonna be
I
very
found
mad
her.
at you. That
she
YouTuber's
dressed
gonna be
up.
very mad at
she
you.
dressed up in a Snow White thing, and she trashed it, and it was entertaining. And so I should get her name. I will get that. I will source it.
I can appreciate that, but till it comes from Entertainment Tonight or Siskel and Ebert's Ghosts, I don't.
You want to hear a little more? I think we have a longer version from her. Here's.
Need I remind you that the 1937 original is 83 minutes long. It is a simple story. We all know it. It's a love story. It's good conquers evil. It's cute. It's a classic. That's it. But I guess if you're the kind of person that watches that movie and tells yourself, you know what would make this even better? If it was twice as convoluted, a half hour longer, and half as charming, well, this is the Snow White for you.
There you go. And then she ended with.
This movie drags ass.
Oh.
I think that's her way of saying it's slow.
Disney knows, right? They're prepping for this.
Well, here's the thing. I've been following this, Greg, and I think that the problem isn't what everybody thought the problem was going to be. The problem, it seems to have a little bit of wokeness in it, but not a huge, overwhelming amount, any more than these other movies that they make. Apparently, because they've had to change so much, and they have this whole bandit thing going on, that it just gets convoluted and kind of slows down. I've noticed with the YouTube channels that I watch that want to hate it. I love watching these shows that just like for 15 minutes they just eviscerate something that I'll never watch anyway. It's just fun. But I could see that even they're kind of like, well, there's caveats at the beginning. Like, well, I mean, there were good moments. She can sing. She can definitely. So there's a lot of like, but, and then other reviewers who aren't in the I hate woke stuff, just reviewing movies, it seems to be that, it's not terrible, but it's also not great. It seems to be the reviews are somewhat mediocre, and I'm not getting a lot of it being about being woke. So probably they removed a bunch of stuff when they made the changes, and that probably made it, just a little bit kind of like slapped together, maybe a little bit. I don't know.
But it's a smart time to release it, though, because there's not many big box
Yeah,
office.
but it costs what did it cost? No, I don't want to get it confused with that one on Netflix that cost $320 million.
See.
That's supposedly terrible.
$209 million. That's
Yeah.
not the marketing budget.
Yeah, so you got to figure it's at least $350 when you put everything together.
But there's not a lot out, though.
They're
right
looking
now.
like a $50 million opening, though.
Yeah, but the dwarves don't look good. They wanted live action. They should have done live action. But then Peter Dinklage came out and
Yeah.
said, no, this is offensive. And then all the other little people said, what are you doing? You're taking work away from
Yeah,
us.
and he plays a little. What does he do? I don't watch
Game of Thrones?
But is he playing a basketball player? Isn't he doing exactly what he
He's a small
says he doesn't
forward.
want done?
It's a small forward.
Isn't he doing on that exactly what he's saying that they?
The cynical side of me says he wants to be the only person. He owns that market. He
Yeah.
doesn't want other people coming in.
Yeah. I'm just getting sick and tired of everybody putting that meme of him vomiting on Game of Thrones into every damn YouTube video I watch.
In the
What is it
comment section.
with the YouTube video guys with the woke people? It's always like scatological stuff. I have to keep seeing Peter Dinklage vomit.
You're the only.
It's like, hey, can you show me Robert De Niro laughing too loud in the theater again to make your point? Like everyone, do you watch these ever?
I've seen a couple of them.
They're just always the same thing. It's J.K. Simmons from some movie laughing. It's
Leonardo DiCaprio from the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes.
Pointing at the camera, sitting back in the chair in the living room.
Yes. It's always the same thing
Or the
over and
TV,
over.
not camera.
Yeah, it's always the same thing. Well, in reality, he was pointing at the camera, but we saw it as the TV. It's just why is this just so? It's a memification thing that I don't get. And it's like some comedy where they just like feces everywhere. I don't want to see that. Sometimes when I'm watching these videos, I'm eating. I don't want to see people vomiting in the. What did I expect that in the middle of a I hate this movie review?
It's put in there to add impact, so that way not only are they want you to feel how they're feeling about.
I know,
the
but
movie.
it's every damn person who does it uses the same things.
It's relatable, Eric. Relatable.
Robert De Niro from Cape Fear, laughing too loud in the theater. All right, we've seen it. There's 9 billion movies. Can you find another scene? Hey, surprise me.
You don't like
There are
that
many
scene out of Dumb
Leos.
and Dumber?
Huh?
You don't like that bathroom scene out of Dumb and
It's
Dumber?
that. It's also you see Nick Cage in the bathroom. That one a lot. With the I think that's from Leaving Las Vegas. I'm not sure.
Oh.
When he's got the bottle in his hand, I'm not sure.
Well, I agree. People should take into account that others may be eating when they
Yes.
make their content. They should think someone could be
Yes.
eating dinner to this.
That's right. It's a possibility. I think that feces humor, scatological humor, should be something that, hey, I like that. I'm going to go seek it out. I don't think it should just show up anywhere.
Well, that's what the internet is. Things that you don't want to just show up anywhere, showing up anywhere.
Who's that? Who did that?
I did it.
Who was that? Was that you?
Yes.
George Clark. How dare you? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm losing everybody. Does everybody love this stuff?
I think it's hilarious.
Just like seeing, like, what is the deal with seeing feces? Why would I want to see Peter Dinklage? Is that his name, Peter Dinklage?
Yeah.
Why do I want to see him vomiting all the time?
Because it does a good job of expressing what a person's feeling, as Jared said, without having to type it out.
Well, they can
Sums
just
it up.
Yeah. All
A
right.
vomit picture is worth 1,000 real life.
The
vomits.
vomit that launched 1,000 ships. Alex Williams says it's a slow ride through downtown.
Still watching those brake lights in the 6 o'clock hour, heading through downtown. You jam up heading south from the 85-400 merge. 75 slows at Howell Mill. Not much relief till you get down past Cortlandt Street. It improves the closer you get to I-20. Northbound still on the brake lights. 75-85 northbound from Langford Parkway up past Freedom Parkway. And a medical emergency looks to be clearing out of the right lane in northwest Atlanta. 75 northbound past Mount Perrin Road, exit 256. Been watching a trouble spot on I-85 in Gwinnett County, Sydney Darden.
Yeah, I-85 northbound near Indian Trail Road, a stalled vehicle right before exit 101. It's knocking out one center lane, causing you delays all the way back to Spaghetti Junction where you merge on from I-85. Instead, I would just hop on Buford Highway to get around those delays. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you.
Massive project at 285 and Georgia 400 has been a big improvement.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
The latest incident comes when a SWAT team is called after a suspect.
Your 24/7 news
They
source.
had no ties to a gang.
You need the story.
story. All you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
When insurance companies play games, the strong arm wins. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. Hurt in a wreck? The insurance companies will toy with you and try to pay you the least amount possible. John Foy knows how to beat them at their own game. Zero upfront cost. JohnFoy.com.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer with experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelley Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for The Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday, noon to 1, right here on 95.5 WSB.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Hey, which way is your waiting room?
Oh, you can stay in your car. It only takes 10 minutes.
I can stay in? Get out. I better find a good playlist to listen to while I wait. EDM? Nah. Oh, what about something classical? Nah. You got any suggestions?
Dad rock?
Now you speaking my language.
Take 5. The stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
It's Ashley Frasca. When installing sod, freshness is key. It can be installed right now. You can trust NG Turf for the freshest, highest quality sod, like Rebel Supreme Fescue and Southern Blue. With multiple local farms across Georgia, they sell direct to homeowners. NGTurf.com.
Choose Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil, formulated for today's engines only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $32.99. In-store only. Limits apply. Learn more at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
All right, it is Friday. Let's show some respect for process and the audience and actually get to a story from Studio B1, Mr. Greg Russ.
Scientists may have severely miscalculated how many humans are actually on Earth.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold
They
on.
started looking at rural areas and they're like, hey, there are more people here than we thought.
All around the world.
All around the world.
Yeah, it's an interesting story because what they did was they started looking at the building of dams over, like, since I think they went back to like 70 or 60 or something like that, in all around the world. Because
75.
So when you build a dam, you have to move everybody that lives in a rural area, and you get a very good specific count because usually the government pays these people to move. So there has to be, and by going and looking at this, basically they're saying, well, this makes it way more than what we think. And probably there's more than that because we're just looking at dams and that sort of thing. And then there were other people by the end of the story that were like, I don't think it's enough evidence for us to think. But what if we're totally wrong? There's like 13 billion people on here.
Well, I mean, think about how inaccurate the census can be just in the U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, there were times where you would just get, like, I remember like checking my mailbox and it's like, check the number of people in your household. You could easily say, oh, there's only 4 people in my household. Or
Right.
there's 2 people. There's 3 people. And I'm sure that our numbers are more accurate than most, but I mean,
yeah, around the world, there's a lot of places that don't quite have the deep state we do. I did that for George Clark.
Thank you.
Hey, by the way, and that reminds me of something, going back to the JFK files just very quickly. Inside of that memo from Schlesinger from 1961, where he's basically saying to JFK, you need to get rid of the CIA. We got to roll them into the State Department because it's getting out of hand. At one point in that memo, it's either that memo or another one from Schlesinger. At one point he says, the CIA has become a state within a state. That's 1961. What does that sound like? Is it state within a state? Does that sound like deep state? Because I've been told by many people that if you utter those two words together, you're some kind of crazy boob, uneducated. And yet here's
we're getting the blue bar on our podcast.
Oh yeah,
now.
That's Arthur Schlesinger in 1961 saying CIA has become a state within a state. It sounds like deep state, doesn't it? But
get the facts here. Get the facts.
All right, right up here, folks, right above me. Get the facts. Whatever you do, get the facts. All right, I'm sorry that I interrupted.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
commandeered a story.
I
there,
did
Eric.
commandeer it because I wanted to get that out. I think it's important to the people.
That's all right. I had nothing more to say. There could be more people on the planet. I already think there are too many people on the planet.
That's right. I'll tell you something about people. Let me tell you something about people. Individually, in 2s and 3s, great. 10 or more people together, trouble. So I like people one-on-one or in groups of 2s and 3s. I don't find that when I come across people in groups, like you're walking down, you're a tourist somewhere, and then all of a sudden, like 50 drunk women from a bachelorette party spill out of a place in front of you. That's usually not enjoyable.
No.
And that's
going to a restaurant with more than 4 people is not enjoyable. You already know my feelings on the restaurant in general. I don't like the power structure where people have to serve you. But outside of that, going with more than 4 people, everyone's annoyed. You have to get special table treatment.
Yeah.
The bill. If you're going to do that, just get one bill and figure it out later. Don't do the thing where it's, can we break this up?
What about a food hall? If you go with 4
That's
or more
different.
to a
That's
food hall, because
different.
everybody can go to their own.
Yeah, and everybody
own
can
little
get all.
You get your own little separate receipts and stuff, but when you're all sitting together and you're billed at the end.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain.
It can be a little awkward.
When you hand 9 credit cards to the.
And there's
that's
always
fine.
that
It
one person. I need this to be exact to the cent. I don't want
Yeah.
to make this easy and just divide it by the number of people because
Right,
I didn't
divided
have
by
as
the
much.
number of people. The problem is if it's somebody's not drinking at that table.
Yeah.
Because then it's wrong for them to have to split.
No, it's too
evenly if I
bad.
have 3
Agreed. Amen,
cocktails.
Autumn.
Maybe they shouldn't have come out with a bunch of drunks. They knew what they're getting into. I say, yeah, charge them. They're obviously boring. They don't even drink. So the fact that they're hanging out with fun people, that should cost them a little bit of money. So
The drunk tax.
yeah. So I guess that's it. Yeah.
The population. What
The
a thing.
population.
Too many.
Hey, it's too many
if
people.
If it weren't for Social Security and not enough people to keep it going, if we stop reproducing like we are and the
Well, yeah,
population
we're
is gonna start
stopping.
to decline, I would say it's a good thing. I would say this is what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Less competition for jobs. You can go to restaurants and stores and not have to wait in line for things. It's a better path.
I won't go to a restaurant with my wife's large family. They're very loud. I don't like being noticed by other. I was like, I don't like to be that table, and they have.
Cackle?
Oh my goodness gracious! They have no problem with being the absolute center of attention. It gets loud.
You got to put a show on.
Food may be thrown across the table from one person to another, and I'm just always busy. Oh, you guys are all going. Oh, you know what? Sorry. You guys have fun.
I've got to watch YouTube videos with Peter Dinklage vomiting.
That's right. I would rather. I can tell you that. Alex Williams says there are delays on 75 and Ackworth.
All put into slow motion earlier this afternoon by a crash that's been long gone. 75 southbound Chastain Road exit 271, but traffic is yet to recover coming down from Highway 92. You can use Highway 41. 75 northbound is no better out of Ackworth all the way up into Cartersville, where we had car fire cleanup in the right lane. 75 northbound at Main Street exit 288. Highway 41 also a good alternate there. And a stall still lingers in the center lane in Gwinnett County. 85 northbound in Beaver Ruin or India Trail Road exit number 101. Those delays stretch back to Chamblee Tucker Road exit 94. Slow ride on the south side of I-75, Sydney Darden.
Yeah, and it's all due to some sort of police activity in Spalding County that's been affecting 2 right lanes for like hours now. It just cleared, thankfully, but there's still over 14 miles of delays that stretch all the way back through McDonough. In fact, you're looking at about a 30 to 40 minute ride if you're making your way through Henry County. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating or air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. You can too. GeorgeStein.com.
Your family is so ready to celebrate spring. Get outdoors, relax, and spend quality time together. Do it in your own backyard in a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy system, allowing you to customize each seat to fit every body in your family. Right now through the 24th, Brown's is offering a free luxury package upgrade on select models or instant rebates up to $1,000. Celebrating 50 years of Brown's Pools and Spas. BrownsPools.com.
Listeners, friends, family, neighbors, heck, even coworkers have asking me about QC Kinetics treatment. Hey, it's Mark Arum. No joke. Coworker the other day asked me about QC Kinetics. They want to know if they should consider it for their joint pain? Well, if you're wondering if you're a good candidate, let's see if you answer yes to any of these questions. First question, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints? Next, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain? And most importantly, do you miss doing the things you love because joint pain is holding you back? If you answer yes to any of those questions, I bet you're a great candidate with my friends at QC Kinetics. Call QC Kinetics right now. Ask for your free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can get you lasting pain relief. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. Call 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026.
Is painting the house on your project list? Make this the last time you paint with Rhino Shield, backed by a 25-year warranty.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Remember that first paycheck when you started working all those years ago? You looked at the net amount and thought, whoa, what happened here? Ah, the joy of taxes. It could be this way with your retirement accounts. You know how much you've saved, but if you haven't planned for Uncle Sam, you could come up short in retirement. With tax laws constantly changing, there's a lot you need to know to make sure you're not paying more than your fair share. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the Lloyd Advisory Group can help you create a plan that shows you how taxes could affect you now and in the future. Set up your tax strategy session with Mark and the team at the Lloyd Advisory Group now. Call 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Make sure you know how these changes could affect you so you can avoid some of those whoa moments in retirement. Call 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services offered through Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top local story, Governor Kemp celebrating a big victory in his push to limit lawsuits in Georgia.
We have a great bill here, in my opinion.
The state Senate voting today to send the overhaul of the state's litigation rules to his desk. Senate Minority Leader Harold Jones says the bill helps insurance companies and limits victims' rights.
This bill, quite frankly, is one of the most repressive bills as far as allowing persons access to the courthouse.
No word on when Governor Kemp will sign the bill. It is 65 degrees now in Atlanta. What weekend day looks the warmest, and will it stay dry? Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. More arrests are expected in the murder of a teenager on Senior Skip Day at a Metro Atlanta park.
16-year-old Newton High student Jarvis Hinton Jr. of Covington has been arrested for gunning down 18-year-old Salem High student Justin Etienne. It happened Wednesday at Denny Dobbs Park in Newton County during a gathering of students for Senior Skip Day. But Newton County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Caitlin Jett says
there are going to be arrests made for false information being given to police officers.
Jett says there were more than 100 students at the park gathering, but no word how many witnessed the shooting. Hinton is in jail charged with murder as an adult. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
DeKalb County Police issue a be on the lookout for 2 murder suspects. They are wanted for killing a 26-year-old man this morning on Covington Highway. 2 people are under arrest, and police are now looking for 2 others. We have posted their photos at WSBradio.com. New this half hour, DeKalb County City is just the 3rd in the country to be named a child-friendly city by UNICEF.
Being a UNICEF child-friendly city means Decatur actively uses youth ideas to influence city policy, says Mayor Patty Garrett.
We are forward-looking. We want to include voices that help prepare us for the future.
Decatur High School junior Andy Passon says she knew at age 5 she'd change the world, and finally people are treating her ideas as more than just cute.
It's just been amazing to be able to speak to people who I know will listen to me and respect me for who I am.
Some successes so far focus on climate change, cultural learning, law enforcement trust, and playground accessibility. Indicator Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
If you're headed to the mountains for a getaway this weekend, watch out for wildfires. Several fires are burning in the parched mountains of North and South Carolina. Nick Ray, Deputy Chief of the North Spartanburg County Fire Department, says the winds are fanning the flames.
Just ask that people do not burn outside at all right now. The area is just too dry, the winds are very high, and the fires are just moving faster than we can keep up.
There are some road closures and evacuations. A measles outbreak in West Texas now tops the total number of cases seen nationwide all of last year.
Outbreaks like the one currently in Texas and New Mexico
with so many patients infected are very uncommon.
Dr. Donald Karcher with the College of American Pathologists says the latest numbers show 309 confirmed cases in Texas and another 42 in New Mexico. A new study warns people who use pot are at a higher risk of heart attack.
Data on more than 4.6 million people shows that young marijuana users are 6 times more likely to suffer a heart attack than those who abstain. Researchers say cannabis may affect heart rhythm and raise oxygen demand in the heart muscle, even in people under 50 years old.
Jim Ryan reports the research was compiled over a 3-year period, and the findings appear in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. A well-known Atlanta civil rights attorney has died. Ed Buckley, whose advocacy for discriminated against Georgia employees led to landmark civil rights protections nationwide, has died after a battle with cancer. His law firm announcing his passing today. Buckley was 68 years old. Flights are resuming now at Heathrow Airport in London after a fire at a nearby electrical substation cut power to the airport. They hope to return to a full schedule tomorrow. Wall Street snaps a 4-week losing streak as the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P all gain ground today. It is now 6:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic starts now with Alex Williams.
Brand new trouble down on the south side leaving the airport in Clayton County, 285 eastbound, the outer loop right at Terra Boulevard, Old Dixie Highway. This is only leaving a right shoulder open right now, so it's going to stack up the ride before I-75. Think about Forest Parkway as an alternate. And in Gwinnett County, Hero Unit holding the right lanes. He's about to get a stall off to the right that's been in the center lane, 85 and northbound at Indian Trail Road, exit number 101. That's the reason for the extra delays coming up from Chamblee Tucker Road. How's the ride through downtown and Midtown, Cindy Darden?
It looks a lot better. The delays have improved slightly through Midtown, but you're still going to be on that brake pedal until you get to about the top of the Grady curve. On the opposite side of that, I-85 northbound, you're really feeling the pinch around exit 244 University Avenue as you approach I-20. But after you get past the Grady curve, it is a better ride through Midtown. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Sunset tonight around 7:50. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s at that time, cooling into the upper 30s, low 40s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 70. Sunday will be the warmest day this weekend. Morning low 47, afternoon high 75 under sunny skies. Rain showers return for the Monday morning commute, then mostly cloudy in the afternoon, high 68. Tuesday and Wednesday, partly cloudy, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the low 70s.
Right now it's 66 in Noonan, 60 in Dunwoody, and 65 in Midtown Atlanta. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
You fell in love with her because she's unlike any other woman in the world. So why settle for an ordinary engagement ring you could find almost anywhere? Well, I know a place where you can design your own custom engagement ring. Terra Fine Jewelry Company. At Terra, the styles and designs are endless, and their expert jewelers make it easy to bring your personally designed engagement ring to life. Your bride-to-be deserves more than a cookie-cutter engagement ring, so explore the vast options of custom design rings at Terra Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort, Georgia. Terra Fine Jewelry Company.
Thanks for calling Reliable Heating and Air.
Yes, so I've gotten a few quotes for a new HVAC system, and they all say lifetime warranty. What makes yours different?
Great question. Many lifetime warranties only mean the life of the system, and if you miss a maintenance visit, the warranty's void. But a Reliable lifetime means forever. Repairs, annual maintenance, even filters are no extra charge.
Wow.
Get any size air conditioner for only $69.99 a month with zero down and the only true lifetime warranty backed by Reliable. Get your free estimate at ReliableAir.com today.
Steel Horse Law are 100% local. Get your free Rider's Advantage card at steelhorselaw.com.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA. MCO.
All right, 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
That's AA. MCO.
MCO.
That's AA.
MCO.
Now Stephen A. Smith is now on CNN. He's like a political guy now.
I think he's going to eventually transition out of sports.
He just got $9 billion from ESPN for his latest contract. I mean,
a part of it was that he can be more political.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows what the next step is. I mean, he can only do the segments on why LeBron should be doing this for so long.
Well, he's alienated everyone, right? A lot of people in the industry, in the sports industry, don't like him.
Now, based on what? I know he's been a little bit he's kind of one of these guys who, like, I'm a Democrat and I'm going to be honest about why we're losing.
He says he's a fiscal conservative and a social liberal.
Right. But he votes Democrat. And so he's kind of his act right now is throwing cold water and telling you the things that you don't want to hear if you're a fellow Democrat.
I mean, he called Joy Behar out on The View a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
And it was a good moment. He's like, no, it was. Everyone kept trying to say that it wasn't a.
Yeah, well, they're ridiculous. Why would you go to The View and try to tell them how to. Who cares what they think on The View? Honestly.
Well, he doesn't care either. That's just his thing. I tell it like it is. That was the sports thing. That's why LeBron hates him.
Mm-hmm. Has he been anti? I remember he used to always pick against LeBron. I remember that.
He went after Bronny recently.
All right, Bronny doesn't. Look, what I would say is, first of all, it's not nice to hear anybody go after your own child. I get that. I have 2 sons. I understand that. But this is LeBron's fault. He's the one who gave him his name, and then expected him through his whole life and kept him, and now he's like an all right basketball player.
He's fine.
Better than me. But when you have that name and the whole thing, and we're going to play on the same team together.
That was the criticism that I think Stephen A. had. It's like, don't go play with your son. The pressure's already enough. If you're on the same team, you're going to destroy him.
Yeah.
Which is a fair assessment.
And his son probably, I'm not following it enough. You tell me. If you guys know better than me. But in my sense is maybe his son would be in G League if he didn't have that name. Yeah, he's on the bench, right? Yeah. He's coming off the bench.
I don't even think the way Bronny James is playing now that he would have been drafted had his name not had James in it.
Yeah, and so that's on you. I mean, that's on you. He's been pumping his son up. I've heard about him. I don't even follow the NBA.
He was not great. I believe he went to UCLA.
What
he
are
was
the
not
odds?
great at UCLA.
Your kid is not. If you're a great athlete, I think we talked about this before. There are a couple. Ken Griffey Jr. There are some. Mahomes is the son of an athlete, but he was sort of a journeyman baseball player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in football, it can happen. Baseball. Jared brought this up last time. We were talking about following your parents in the NBA. It just doesn't happen that much.
Basketball, there has not been a son that has surpassed the father, especially a star.
Whereas in the other sports, there have been.
Correct, yes.
So, and I don't know. It's just like protect your child. Don't just get mad because, you put them out there. People criticize athletes, especially major league athletes.
And the problem with LeBron's argument is that because he's a public figure, Bronny's now a public figure, and that's what Stephen A. Smith went after.
Beyond that, Bronny's in the league.
Yeah.
He's not a public figure because he's LeBron James' son at this point. He's a player on the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yes.
So,
and he's going to be criticized.
Of course.
And
you
LeBron
can't have
James
it
did
all.
not like it.
LeBron, don't you have enough? Here's the thing that gets me about people. It's like, you're wildly talented. You came out of high school into the league. You've won, 4?
I think 3 or 4.
3 or 4. You're a billionaire. You can't have every single thing. I'm tired of these billionaires being upset because there's one thing that isn't exactly the way they want it to be. Have we had enough moaning and groaning from billionaires? Rich people. I'm just like, you'd think. I'd say, hey, you know what? Let's go back to the old days, all right? How old is LeBron now? 40, 41?
I believe he's 41.
All right, yeah, let's go. Let's go back, LeBron. We come from the same stock. Let's go back to where we came from. Let's go back to the apartment complexes and, the shag rugs and the entire family not being able to get out of each other's. Let's go back to that, LeBron. What are you complaining about? Honestly.
I feel like playing sports, I agree with you, but when you play sports and you retire relatively young compared to other industries, it does have to be kind of difficult. It's like, man, I've got a lot of life left, and what am I going to do now? Though Neil Armstrong didn't complain. I feel like going to the moon, you're never going to top that.
You're never going to top that.
So you come home and you're like, well,
how many times
how to live life?
How many times have people been talking to Neil Armstrong at a party or something. In the middle of it, you realize I have to be just dry as dust to this guy. Hey, look, using that word for like what? Like this guy's been on the moon. There's no way that I'm fascinating him with telling him a story about an office party last week. What am I doing?
And you wouldn't believe what Rebecca said to me when she was
Oh
drunk.
yeah, I don't care. But
unbelievable.
if I mentioned I walked on the moon.
No, but Rebecca had all the juice.
Yeah.
What was going on in
I
accounting?
walked on the moon.
He
You're
was
not
so
impressing
reserved.
me.
He was so reserved. He wouldn't. In his brain, I think that was going on. It would be nice if he buddied up to Buzz. That way, when something like that was happening,
Yeah.
he could call Buzz in, and Buzz would come over.
They
and
didn't
yell
like
that
each
in the
other?
person's face.
Yeah, because Buzz was emotional. He punched people.
Yeah, it's not that they didn't like each other, but and this is all speculation. I don't know
Right,
anything.
right.
I just feel like the kind of person Neil Armstrong was, quiet, stoic. There's a job to do. I'm going to do that job. And Buzz, outspoken,
Yeah.
loud, punches people when they say we didn't land on the moon. Rightly so.
You need both. You need both, right?
Yeah, you gotta
but
have
I
the
think that's
muscle,
the. Well, I think was it Neil? I think I watched a documentary years ago. There was a lot of problem, when they went from the craft down to the moon, and they almost crashed.
And they also almost had to bail because they were running out of fuel. They had like a
and
couple seconds left.
Didn't he take a pen or something and start messing with an electronic part and actually made it? And you need. I think that's got to be Neil, not Buzz. You need Neil's calm demeanor in those situations. But I'm not sure which one it was. I think it was Neil Armstrong. But there was there was about a minute or two that was really, really scary and hectic. And he figured out a way, I think with a pen, to kind of do something with one of these electronic things that made it work at the last minute. I think they didn't know where they were going to land or something. They were coming in too strong.
They were off. They were off from where they were supposed to land. And then it's rocky, and they were looking for a spot. And the fuel was running low. And, in that moment, you can't start thinking to yourself, if we screw this up, we are not going to be able to get up to the
Yeah, we're done.
Why is it the other – there's the lunar lander, and what's the other thing?
Capsule,
Whatever.
just the
Yeah,
capsule,
the
right?
capsule. If you start thinking, if we screw this up, we're not getting up there, and we're just going to sit here on the moon until we die.
Yeah.
You can't let your brain go there.
You can't let your brain go there. You got to be like he was really like a Captain Kirk. It's when everybody else is losing their head in the middle of a firefight, you got to be. It's so hard to be like that. To be that person.
It was Buzz, by the way. Buzz was the one who
Buzz
used
did
the
it?
pen.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
Yeah, Buzz was the one that fixed that movie set, right? Right there, George Clark.
This was for liftoff.
I would like George Clark to see this documentary and what these guys went through. There'd be no need to throw this into the fake movie because nobody saw it for 40 years.
This was preparing for liftoff. Buzz accidentally broke a circuit breaker that was essential for firing the Ascent engine. So he just used a felt tip pen to create to close the circuit and fire the engine.
So this is from the moon or the?
This is after they've landed on the moon,
Right,
and then
okay.
you go back up to the capsule, and he broke a circuit breaker that fired up the engine.
Yikes.
So there was also then I'm conflating, but there was also when like you were just talking about they were off course hitting the moon. And
the whole
they had
thing.
They had to find a place and not know that, you never know that, oh my God, there's a mountain. It's they're coming in really, really fast.
And then
That's
you got to
why-
do the math down there to figure out how to get back to the capsule because you're not where you're supposed to be. So you
Right.
gotta on the fly figure out that trajectory.
Well, the one thing that makes the people who think we didn't do it look a little bit better is how goofy that lander looks when it takes back off from the moon. It's like this little Party City explosion. Puff! It's like a
that little confetti that flies off.
It's like a gender reveal or something. Bah! But there's no gravity hardly, so I guess
they should have just used Google Maps and Waze, guys. Come on,
that's,
they would have been able to.
Waze even
could have
Well,
noticed.
now Google Maps has stolen all the Waze stuff. Have you
Pretty
noticed
much.
that? Now they
Well,
give you all the
because they
messages.
bought it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Is that how that happened?
That's how that happened.
I'll tell you, as I'm driving, I will play along. Is there a cop there? Is the stalled vehicle still there? But I haven't figured out how I'm going to report that. I'm driving. If I see a
You
stalled
don't do it.
vehicle,
That's how the app works. How it
I
gets
know,
better.
but somebody else would do it.
Oh, you're
So
one of
I don't
those
know what
people.
to hit. What are you supposed to hit when there's something there?
There's
and
like
it
a little
says
cop
police.
icon.
But it says police, and then there's stalled vehicle.
Yeah, there's a broken car as one icon. There's a
on
policeman.
Google.
What are you? You're supposed to what am I now? I'm supposed to report all
Well,
of the
no, but it helps you
crashes
out.
stuff?
help your
Well,
other.
it,
your
well,
fellow-
it helps
Yeah, I know,
you
but
out
I don't know.
to know that
You
there's
get
a
Like you
points,
said,
Autumn.
somebody else will do it.
You get points, and your character progresses and goes from to a knight to a king.
Oh, well,
That's
now
true.
it's worth it.
I just
But
listened
that's
to
through
Alex
Waze.
Williams.
I don't think Google Maps does that one.
Yeah, that's George's way of saying we need to get to Alex Williams in traffic.
damn right, George.
Alex Williams says there's a travel advisory on 285 in Clayton County.
Heavy police activity on the south side perimeter, 285 eastbound, the outer loop just east of I-75, right around Terra Boulevard at Old Dixie Highway. At times, they're holding all lanes. At times, just the right lane getting by. You're jammed up before I-75. Think about Forest Parkway as an alternate. Better news on I-85 in Gwinnett County. Sydney Darden.
Yeah, that stall that was near Indian Trail Road, exit 101, is now on the shoulder. It did cause some really heavy delays coming off of Spaghetti Junction, but the good news is they are steadily improving, but you could still hop on Buford Highway if you really wanted to avoid all that. This report is sponsored by your Atlanta Braves. Your Braves are back. Don't miss the opening homestand at Truist Park April 4th through the 10th. Visit braves.com/promos to see all the fun and purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
The morning rush hour, the evening rush hour, and everything in between.
Slow spots are starting to build up the east side perimeter on 285 North.
Tune in 24/7 with the Triple Team Traffic
We've
Center.
had several breakdowns, including one in the express lane.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hope. It's more than a word. It's a breakthrough in the making. At City of Hope, we're pushing the boundaries of science, targeting cancer at the molecular level, with teams of experts working together to personalize a treatment plan right down to your DNA with unprecedented speed, making every second count, with appointments in as little as 24 hours. City of Hope, advancing cancer care at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
Window Nation customers have been singing our praises for years. With fast, local service and an industry-leading 96% customer satisfaction rating, it's no wonder.
I researched window companies for the last year to see what the average prices were and the quality of work. Window Nation nailed both.
Get 2 windows free with every 2 you buy. Pay no interest for 2 full years. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule a free estimate now. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90NATION.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's orchard.com.
Time changes, season changes. March is a busy month. Dave Baker here for Coolray. Now is the perfect time to get your heating and cooling system tuned up. Coolray will tune up your system for just $79 or get up to $2,250 in rebates on a new Carrier heating and cooling system that comes with the lifetime parts and labor warranty. Simply schedule your appointment online today at Coolray.com. Just pick the time and day that works best for you. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or Avastin-capted Pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Jared looks like he wants to ask me a question. I suppose I will allow him to ask that question.
Well, I see you're packing up everything. You must be.
I'm packing up. It's Friday. I'm ready to go. I'm not. What are you trying to say? I'm going to phone it in for the next few minutes? Is that what you're accusing me of? Is that what you're alleging?
No, not at all. I figured you're just excited for the Georgia Bigfoot Conference this weekend.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
You're excited, right?
I didn't even know.
I
am now because I didn't know.
It's tonight and tomorrow, and apparently there are 4 big feet in Georgia.
Are they showing up? They should be at the convention.
Do we have footage that's not grainy? Because these days, no excuse not to have clear footage of it.
There you go.
don't know.
That's why, by the way, that's why I'm not one of these UFO people. I'm not a Loch Ness person because it used to be grainy when we could understand it was grainy. We're now, when did the first iPhone come out? 2007. So here we are, 2025, and we have no 4K crystal clear photos of it. They're still grainy photos of men in costumes.
I was reading that apparently these big feet in Georgia, there are portals where they can go to different parts of the mountains through the portals.
Okay. Would I go there to have conversations with crazy people? Maybe.
If they can invent these portals, why are they still living in the woods?
Well,
That's how they keep their
I
cover.
don't think that they invented them. I think that they are placed there by the people who invented them to have some sort of right. It's got to be somebody else has the network of portals that they can
Good question.
transfer. And then, so like you're saying, like a Bigfoot in Georgia mountains can go through a portal and suddenly be in the Northwest.
Or be in the Rockies or something like that. Or the Florida Sasquatch. You know, you go down to Florida too.
That'd be awesome, man. Your wife's yelling at you and just like into the portal. I can Florida. What do you say, George?
No, I was just laughing at your joke.
Oh, okay.
Hey, tickets are only $20.
It's all right. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's good. It's nice to have people.
What did you say, George?
How
Okay, he's
dare
laughing.
you?
All right, good.
Okay. You can stay.
Our the speakers include Stacy Brown, who's a Bigfoot investigator.
She's the best.
Love her, yeah.
Yeah,
David,
she's the best.
David, not Pardue, Bigfoot and UFO researcher.
Well,
and you have Matt Delp,
hey,
who's
George,
a paranormal
if you happen
explorer.
to be in the area, if you want to give us a report on Monday, I'm not
audio.
I'm not giving you homework.
It's only $20.
I mean, you get. Oh, I'll pay the $20, but I mean, if you want to, you don't have to get audio.
I don't
If
have
you-
any plans.
If you get good audio, that's fine. It's not a necessity, but I just want to know what
you
it
do
was
have
like.
plans. You have plans. You have a dog. George says he has no plans, but I know for a fact that George has plans this weekend. He has to watch Chris Chandler's dog.
Yeah, but that's all right. You just got to make sure they're fed. Go to the Sasquatch.
Oh, so you'll be in town too. So definitely should go to this.
Yeah, you absolutely should.
Yummy.
All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck with the
Thank
dogs. Hopefully, you don't lock yourself out like one time happened, as I
God.
recall. Ridiculous. Remember that story?
It's a great story.
All right, that music. Hey, Greg, thank you, man. Have a good
Yeah,
weekend.
of course. Thank you.
Autumn Fisher, I know, sex weekend's behind you, but you got the sexless weekend. Have a good sexless weekend.
Thank you.
Jared Yamamoto has never heard of a sexless weekend, and he's going to enjoy himself with the basketball.
Hoops and hose.
Hoops? Oh, my goodness. That was, cancel him, not me. That music's telling us to get the hell out of here. We're going to do just exactly that. Shelley Winter's up next with a great radio show. We're going to take the weekend off. Monday, 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us. Until then, continue on the journey. Don't piss off the genie.
656 Cool Ray Carrier, WSB 24-hour traffic center. Travel advisory continues with the police activity. Clayton County, 285 eastbound, the outer loop past I-75 right around Terra Boulevard, Old Dixie Highway. Only a right lane open, jammed up from Riverdale Road, East Forest Parkway. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Money Update. From WSB consumer expert Clark Howard. Sponsored by Reliable Heating and Air.
If you're interested in crypto, a little knowledge is really dangerous. The more you know, the better off you're going to be. And so be very cautious with putting any money in crypto till you really understand it. Not put in any money that you have to eat or pay bills or anything like that. And know the latest meme coin is going to burn you just like the last meme coins did.
You didn't choose to get in a wreck, but you can choose the best attorney to fight for you. Trust the guys I trust, the strong arm, John Foy and Associates. Hey, it's Smilin' Mark McKay. With personal injury attorneys, you have a lot of choices. Here's some of the reasons why I choose the strong arm. They treat you with compassion and respect. Their customer service is exceptional. They listen, communicate, and are genuine good people that don't charge you until they win. If I got in a wreck, this would be my first call. John Foy